Does that look distorted to you?
What?
Do we look like stretchy?
Stretchy?
I mean...
Oh, it is starch.
Look at us. Don't we be starch masks? Starch masks.
Starch masks. What server am I on?
Freaking hecking, how did this get messed upified? That's funky. That's pretty funkalicious right there. I don't know how I feel about this.
You don't know how you feel.
Oh. What? Did they change the way that this works? Did they update OBS right underneath my toesies?
Mitosis?
Mitosis?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what I said.
Mitosis.
Hey Seb, he says, is EJ really long today, or is it just me? It is not just you. It is doing funkalicious things. Anyway, that's pretty weird. All things considered,
all things you're considering.
All things are considered
all
here.
The things.
All
That's
of them.
A lot of things.
Every single one is considered here.
Ow.
That is a lot of things to consider. We should look how tall I am out of frame, and look how much headspace you have. Should we switch chairs? Is
You're
that
just
acceptable?
trying to make me have the squeaky one.
It's not the squeak, it's the height, and also
You're trying
the...
to make me have the squeaky one. Even though I paid for this chair with
This
my
one
own
cannot
money.
go down. I've paid for 3 chairs with my own money, but I'm too fat and I break them because apparently they don't sell chairs that can survive my mass, except yours, which somehow has the build of titanium and can withstand my girth. Hi, Darkness, and Jada, welcome. Narvel Supremacy, yes.
No,
I'm still setting up.
Supremacy.
Plataka! Oh, yeah. I need to remember how to do these voices because I have not looked back at the previous stream to remember how any of the voices were done.
We can switch if we have to.
Also, my voice hurts because I woke up yesterday and I felt sick. So, yay! I have sore throat and stuff, and I might not be able to do justice
Your
to
haircut
voices
looks
today.
so unprofessional.
You just insulted Mom. How dare you?
I am insulting Mom.
Poor Mom. Are you?
Not
Do
your
you want to
fault.
do the hair? Can
No,
you do hair
I don't know
better?
how to do guys' hair.
Oh, well, how is it different from girl hair?
Because girl hair, you either just like cut it straight across, or you do like layers, which is easier for girls. But I don't know how to do like things that are so close to the head and like make it look right.
Okay, I mean, I don't care all that much how I look, so you can practice on me.
If you're gonna be moving to Florida and be a professional man.
Being a professional
you need
man.
To not look silly.
Hello, I am a man for a living.
Don't you be a boy though.
Oh no.
Well, you're a man, you're not a boy.
Oh, thank you. I'm not a boy, I'm a man. I'm Spider-Man. Okay. Preparing.
James says, oh no, not the squeaky.
Not to the squeaky. Oh man, there are too many things open. Man, don't be a boy.
Those poor boars.
Those poor boars. Stop reminding me about these things, you frick.
Yes, you frick.
Where did all the little ones go? Where has my little dog gone?
Children?
That's what I was trying. What? No, I didn't lose my children. I don't have any. Ready for Edge?
Oh, I'm so ready for Edge.
Oh no. Hang on. Something's not right. Activate. Did that function? Okay. Chair switch? Would you like something to avoid the kachunkalov?
Why don't you leave that there?
Because my butt hurts.
That sounds like a you problem.
I need my butt pillows. Fine, I'll take this as my own kachunkalov.
Kachunkalov.
That's what I called it. I'm sticking by that term.
I do feel tall right now.
Sorry, I'm a little late in, setting everything up properly. I got distracted by very lovely editing things. Spoilers here, probably, maybe, I don't know. Where'd my mouse go? There it is.
That was a noise.
What did you just say? You dare say this to me? Why is my mouse lagging? What? I must have too many things open. Look, I'm dragging my mouse, and then it just stops and freezes for like a second, and then it goes. Don't think it's supposed to do that. I'm gonna close at least some things. Stop! Stop freezing! Stop it!
My computer just freaks
Stop it!
out sometimes. Like, it completely just turned
Stop
off
it!
with no warning the other day. And I was like, bruh.
Quit. Thank
Jana
you.
says, McKay, that ponytail is really cute, by the way. Thank you. I literally didn't do anything to it. I just put it up and I pulled down little pieces.
We're going to see how much processing power is currently being used.
Negative processing capabilities.
Apparently.
The heck is bonk and leave?
What?
Bonk and leave.
That is Splitgate group.
Oh.
Izzy has coined the phrase of taking the bat and bonking someone and then leaving as bonk and leave.
This is not right.
What is MD Worker and why is it doing so much? Stop working so hard, man. I will kill this task. I hope it's not important. Yes, I really want to quit whatever this is. Freaking virus or core process that'll make my entire screen crash. Who knows?
Cratch?
Shush.
Hey everyone. Let's play a game called You Just Lost It.
I just lost the game.
You okay?
I am not. My computer is certainly not. It is very crash. Okay, we're gonna close. You know, we're just gonna restart. We're just gonna close everything and start over because something is not happy today.
It could die and that would be good.
Restart. Yes, I do want to.
Today in my Bible study, we were talking about how you can tell if squirrels have rabies.
What?
You heard me.
Is it foaming at the mouth?
No, it's if you have a dead squirrel, you can brush its belly fur and you can like scooch it up, and if you feel little bumps on its belly, then it has rabies and you shouldn't eat it.
Oh, this is for dead squirrels.
Yeah.
And edibility, not for, you know, getting bit by a rabid squirrel.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I will take that into consideration when the apocalypse comes and I have to survive on squirrels. Hey, how's it going, Gary? Welcome to the stream. Get your sister out of the shot.
You're making me icky.
Ew, cooties.
Just my existence is just, oh no.
Your existence causes cooties.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry for my evil
Wait, no,
that's
cooties. That's Galadriel, my bad.
I don't want to
welcome
eat
to
a
the stream. Hope you have a good time here. I need to relog into my computer that freaking died on me. I think my computer might just be getting too old. It's
we were talking about eating tarantulas, we were talking about eating guinea pigs, fish with their eyeballs still in.
Why?
Because we were talking about like all the different country foods.
Why any of these things?
Because that's what you talk about over lunch, right?
That sounds like the thing you would absolutely not want to talk about at lunch.
One of the older ladies was also talking about this skunk that was just trying to die in peace, but these kids kept throwing pebbles at it, and then he sprayed all over them. And they had to get rabies shots just in case they got infected with rabies.
He was trying to die in peace.
She said those exact words.
Die,
it made me laugh.
That would be good.
The skunk was just trying to die in peace.
That poor skunk. Someone tried to bonk the skunk.
Those poor boys.
Did you think about bonking the skunk?
I did not, surprisingly.
How did you not think about bonking the skunk?
I was more surprised by this, 70-year-old lady saying the phrase, he just was trying to die in peace. That just really tickled me for some reason.
Oh my lord, as soon as I plug in the HDMI, it just is like, I am not going to move the mouse anymore. Sorry, I'm on break today.
Seb says my friend's dog got eaten.
Eaten?
Why?
I guess that's what they do in Malaysia.
He didn't live in Malaysia.
Where did he live? Philippines? Sorry.
You goof.
I confused the place that my dad went on a missionary trip with versus the place where my cousin lived. I'm sorry. They were both in that general area of the world that I've never seen.
Just don't know geography like me, and then you'll remember. Because you won't have to confuse it because they're in the same place.
Wow, okay. I see how it works. Well, I guess I'm going to have to open up the documents.
I guess you'll
ratings,
have to die.
Stories.
They got eaten by crazy Filipinos? Oh no.
That is...
That's distressing.
So, they didn't have permission? They just were like, hey, a dog, and then they ate it?
That's really terrible.
That is pretty sad. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Protect Bubbles.
Poor Bubbles.
Bonk the skunk and get good luck.
Oh, let's check. Is the mouse going to continue working?
Eat it if it doesn't.
Looks like it... Nope, it froze.
Oops. My threat was too intense for her.
You threatened to eat it, and it was like, nah! You're gonna do what?
I'm sorry.
Poor little mouse. Hey, how's it going, fangirl? How do
We
y'all...
are the fangirls.
That is so many emojis.
That is.
Are we material girls, or are we material guarls? What is a
guarl?
guarl?
I don't know.
Don't want to kill the vibe? No, that's fine.
Don't want to kill the dog.
We talk about a lot more dark things than dead dogs.
Like throwing knives at your children's face.
Yes, yes. This is the story of Edge.
Edge!
We're gonna get all the Edge. Do you remember what page we left off on? Because I certainly don't.
80 something. Let us see.
Might have been 80.
81 or something.
80.
Maybe?
It could have been 89. I don't remember.
Come.
I just know it probably left off on another Ian and Wizard chapter because those are freaking boring and we just don't want to read those.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we had Clyde Parker.
Was this where we left off?
Could be. Let's see. Tell me everything about everything. Oh boy.
Because you were really confused about this line, so I think this is where we left off.
Well, no, it looks like there's the Ligarch chapter.
Oh, did we read that?
And he's like, oh, I'm so pleased with my position. Is this with, like, Tog in that conversation or whatever? Oh, yeah, Tog boy. And then, like, being a butt.
So this is probably where we left off.
It was kind of a clumsily done scene, but the vibe was good. The idea was there, but the execution could have needed some work.
Could have needed some work.
Shush. This is probably where we left off, yeah. Alright, AT4. 194.
Throw up from overexposed to cringe.
Wow. I have a friend whose dog liked to chase cars. Unfortunately, he liked to chase cars! Oh no! That is sad. Yesterday, in my outreach group, we debated whether throwing your infant off a cliff was preferable to letting them be eaten by invaders.
That is a fun moral question.
Oh boy! Wow, what kind of cannibalistic invaders have you got? That's
some wild ones.
So his dog actually went blind, and it was going to get euthanized the next day because it wasn't going to live, but it broke free overnight, and they found it. And they found out it got eaten. Oh no. Well, clearly it didn't get out. Someone was like, hey, I hear there's a dog about to be euthanized. That's a free meal. Why let him kill it and make it a poisonous meal when we can just let him out and eat him now? I'm sorry, I forgot people get attached to dogs. Oh no. Americans. Oh dear.
America, explain.
So anyway, welcome to a dumb, probably pretty bad novel that I wrote when I was 16 and I lacked proper brain development. And we're going to read it now when I'm sick and tired and not having a brain as well. So it should be an entertaining time all around. If you've missed any of the story so far, which I think most of you guys who are currently in the chat, you probably already know, but we can give a recap. Ah, you almost stabbed me with a sharp. No, stop.
You yanked my foot off today, so.
If you gotta be my lover, you gotta chop off your feet.
He fell off my bed and he grabbed my foot for safety, and it didn't help.
Ah!
His face was really funny.
It did not save me.
No, it did not.
I still fell on my back. Bump.
It was funny.
I'm glad it was funny. It was somewhat staged, but also not really.
I remember I didn't even see the beginning of it. I looked down at my computer. When I looked up, you were like, and you fell.
I had the face of panic because I was like, did I miscalculate? Am I going to just smack my face into a shelf?
Oh no.
I thought I was about to bonk the back of my head. The Japanese were told that the American soldiers were cannibalistic monsters, so they threw their children and themselves off cliffs instead.
Oh no.
I do remember that.
That's really not good.
Yeah, that is not good though. Yikes.
I don't want to eat your kids.
That's not how football works, Seb. Americans do not eat the feet. Alright. So yeah, recap of the story so far. Ian is the world's most generic, edgy sad boy. He's got a scar on his face from where his dad just decided to chuck a knife at his face for some reason, and both his parents are dead, and he's like an orphan, and everybody hates him, but apparently they actually don't hate him, but they do. I don't know, it's complicated.
Hate him when it's convenient to be
and there's also a dragon that's like in charge, like he took over the whole country, and he's got like trolls and goblins that kind of work for him as underlings, and they kind of like make sure the humans stay in their little towns, I guess. Like some kind of weird shepherd pasture kind of thing. I don't know. It's strange and doesn't make sense and hasn't really been established, even though there's been way too much exposition and lore like rants in the background. There's also a wizard who just keeps talking about things that we didn't need to know, but he's just like talking to the audience constantly about all kinds of things that he shouldn't even know, but he does.
Yeah.
And the wizard doesn't even have a name yet. He's just there for exposition and unnecessary knowledge. That's his whole purpose in life, I guess. He should be depressed considering his daughter, who is Ian's girlfriend, kind of, just got kidnapped and taken by a troll to go be eaten by the dragon whenever they get there after 30 days of walking. And his wife just died after being revealed to have been a demon or something. I don't know. But the wizard's just fine. He's like, yes, my whole family's been destroyed, but I am vibing. Yeah. I'm gonna teach Ian magic for some reason. And he's just like, bruh.
Teaching him magic by throwing knives at his face.
Yeah, and being like, oh, you need to trust me. And I'm like, you threw a knife at my head. What do you mean?
Tisk tisk, how could you not trust me?
So yeah, those are the characters that we don't really care about. We don't care about Ian. We don't care about the wizard. What we care about is Clyde Parker.
We love Clyde.
And Ia, which is the wizard's daughter who's in the cage. We got some colorful characters there. We also got a goblin named Rebecca, who's like the old hobgoblin advisor to the dragon, who's a
child,
impatient little, he's kind of a brat. He's a youngster, very hot-headed because he's a dragon. He breathes fire. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's some politics and some memes and chaos, and I still don't care about Ian. So here we are. Ian stumbled out of the wizard's house, dizzy and tired, barely able to stand. The wizard had been talking and straining Ian all day long. Just talking has been straining on him.
Me too, Ian.
It was now late evening. Shush. Time to go find Narble and start protesting in the village streets, Ian thought.
I'd like to give him some light protesting before dinner.
Okay, yeah, sure. He's just a political activist now? Okay, sure. Yeah, they're trying to start a revolution because, everybody's dying and they're like, hey, we should maybe fight the dragon instead of just being like, oh, okay, I guess he's in charge. So yeah, they're trying to like organize a revolution, but very slowly.
Then the wizard abused and came close to violating Ian. Yeah, he kept making him like take his clothes
Somewhat,
off.
yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
I don't know what was in my head. I was 16. There were no ill intent here. It was just stupidity, I guess. I get very scared when you bring that needle close at high velocity.
It's not high velocity.
High velocity!
Not.
Sorry.
You used the phrase inwardly cringing in a real sentence. Did he? I didn't even listen.
My neck.
Apparently I just don't listen to you.
Frickin' frick.
Frickin' frick.
Fangirl says, wasn't there a high wizard Dilf? And Seb says, I hate to permiss this message for frickin' frick. I can't take that
guess
seriously.
So.
What does that mean, though? No,
exactly?
not the term itself. I unfortunately know what that means, but I don't know what high wizard we're talking about.
Well, wasn't the wizard like on drugs because he
the
got
only
bitten?
Wizards we've talked about so far are the one that's high and gives exposition, or the one that was a terrible father and hid it somehow.
Well, yeah, but they're probably
and
talking
also
about
died.
the one that was high, right?
I don't know. Who cares? Wait, I missed that chapter. When was that?
When he was creeping on Ian, you mean? I don't know. I just remember he kept saying, like, take off your shirt. And Ian was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, that was just, apparently there was this made-up snake in his shirt. So there was not, it wasn't just trying to get him clothesless, but he kind of was, maybe. I don't know.
But he said it so weird, he didn't give any context.
Very
he was just like,
strange.
take off your shirt.
Yeah.
Why?
And then he was like, you jump off that cliff. And he's like, okay, I hate my life.
This wizard, he is not okay.
He's just like, I wanted to go run and save Ia, and you just have decided to turn my life into torture after knocking me out with a flash of light because you thought that I would just be like, no, I will not listen to you, scary forest man.
Scary forest man.
We've gotten through 4 sentences.
Okay, yeah. Let's continue.
Ian thought, stumbling out of the door and leaving the wizard behind. The wizard promised that he would join them as soon as possible, but he needed to make himself some more medicine for his bite first. Ian began walking down the street. He's gonna become a zombie. Towards Narble's shop with a slight limp. Oh, who would love a boy with a limp?
Oh, so disgusting.
Due to a minor injury Ian had sustained while the wizard had been trying to train him in physical combat styles. Alright.
Did he like chop off
What
the
about
knees
thinking?
or something?
Apparently the wizard thought it was necessary to train the mind, body, and spirit. Oh, wow, distinctions. In order to make a true warrior. Ian rubbed the blisters on his hands, which he had gotten from trying to fight with a burning piece of wood lit on fire by the wizard's flaming sword.
This wizard.
What?
Can we send him to a mental hospital?
Hang on. Okay, your idea of training Mr. Wizard is... Hey, student of mine! First, let me chuck a knife at your face and see if you flinch. Second, let me force you to disrobe by putting a poisonous snake in your shirt. Third, jump off that cliff and see if you trust me enough to save your life, maybe, if I feel like it. And then... well, this is all after I knocked you out inexplicably without any warning or conversation prior. And then now, I'm gonna light your hands on fire and force you to fight with a burning weapon and see. It builds character.
Oh
yep,
my gosh.
This is definitely not just abuse and murder and torture.
Of course
nope.
not.
Wizard's definitely still not on abusive drugs.
Abusive drugs.
Not on drugs that make him see the world in a weird way. I don't know. I don't know what's
Wizard,
happening.
why? OMG. And I thought I would be a bad mentor.
Okay. Ian sighed and directed his attention in front of him as he continued to walk. By the way, I guarantee you past writer self is going to immediately forget that his hands should be unusable.
Probably.
He's like, if your hands were blistered and burned like that, you would not want to touch anything. That's probably, like, I don't know how long he was touching the stick, but it sounds like he was supposed to continue trying to fight with this piece of wood that was lit on fire. That would cause, like, some serious burns. Yeah. You would not want to touch anything. You would just want to stand under a waterfall for, like, a year and a half. You would not want to go touch anything. Anyway, nerve damage aside. Before him, there was a teenage village girl carrying 2 buckets of water from across the street. Okay, she appeared to be a... Why did that... I looked at the word about, and I thought it said a boat. A whale.
She appeared to be a boat.
She appeared to be a boat! She appeared to be about a year older than Ian, and was rather pretty. Oh no, I don't like where this is
love
going.
Triangle.
Great. But
a rebound.
What about the witch child? Ian looked right past her and redirected his path so that he would give her a wide berth, as he always did. Because he just hates everyone and they all hate him.
I hate it.
Ian disliked being distracted from his tasks.
Ew.
And he always made an effort to avoid even the potential for romance. She's just doing her chores. Yeah. Leave her alone.
She's not going to be interested in you, Mr.
You're a
Edgelord.
caveman. Excuse you. Unfortunately, he had somehow failed that miserably with you. Wow. Ian sighed, staring at the forest at the end of the road as he walked. Staring at the forest.
What should her voice be?
Wait, what? She's talking to him?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, why is this happening? Okay.
I'm gonna make her really nerdy.
Alright.
Hi, Ian! The girl called, catching sight of him. Inwardly cringing. Oh, there it is.
Oh, I'm outwardly cringing.
Ian gave her a quick nod of
Oh, is that why someone said the term inwardly cringing?
Why would someone says hi to you and you just inwardly cringe at their existence? You
gross.
have problems, Ian. She smiled at him in an odd way, reminiscent of the way Ian sometimes smiled at him.
Excuse me?
It was established that everyone hates you.
Yeah,
okay.
what?
This made
what has
Ian
changed?
Uncomfortable.
Is it all the protesting? Like, oh man, gotta love those
protesters
socially
so
aware
hot.
People that, are active in the community.
This made Ian uncomfortable, and he quickened his
This
pace,
makes me uncomfortable.
turning back to the road.
What the frick is wrong with my 16 self? 16?
My 16
I actually regenerate like the doctor. I forgot to tell you.
Oh no, what version are we on now?
24, I guess. I'm about to die again, though.
You die every year. Oh no.
I'm replaced by an identical android every year. We got upgrades to the newest model. but they have been progressively cutting down on my brain cell capacity.
I can tell.
Cutting costs, yeah.
Luckily, she said nothing else, so Ian kept on walking until he reached Narwhal's shop.
Who is this unknown girl? Why did she just...
She
saw that Io was elected to be murdered, so she's like, hey, I got a chance now.
Steal your man!
Wow, the caveman that everybody hates.
Yeah, I want to be hated by marrying him.
Wow, such a good plan.
Where are we?
I don't know.
A note on the door said that he was offering trading tools for food at the market. Ian took a small piece of charcoal from his pocket and wrote beneath Narwhal's message, "Come to the wizard's house." Then he turned around and began walking back the way he had come, this time encountering no one on his walk. The sun had set and the sky was quickly darkening. Apparently it was too late to do any crazy attempts to rally the people today. Ian and the wizard would have to be more careful about when they stopped training next time. Ian was walking back towards the wizard's house when he heard the first scream.
Oh no.
It was from across the village, but it was clearly the panicked shriek of someone in utter terror.
If it's that girl, I'm gonna cry.
It's just literally the same thing that happened
to
Ian.
Oh no! Well, we lost one love interest, gotta get another, that's clearly the plan.
Then came another scream from somewhere else in the village, followed by the triumphant roar of a troll. Great, it's already started, Ian thought.
You expected this?
Anyone who isn't already awake, you might want to wake up now. Troll in the dungeon.
Why would you say the first sentence? Just shout troll raid. You don't need to...
Anyone who isn't already awake, you might want to wake up now.
Thank you for your verbose explanation.
That's a tiny little dog.
Tiny dog.
You run.
Tiny dog.
Cute.
Very cute.
Anyway. Ian shouted as loudly as he could. Ian, though still exhausted, immediately sprang into action, taking off at a sprint for the wizard's house.
Why the wizard's house?
I don't know. It wasn't very far away, so Ian burst in the door in a matter of seconds. The wizard was already on his way out the door, however, so Ian accidentally collided with him.
Wow, good job. You have no eyes.
The wizard caught himself before he hit the floor, however, and was back on his feet before Ian could tell what had happened.
What a spry old man. It's Dumbledore.
He still had extraordinarily, almost magical reflexes for his age. What are you going to do? Ian asked, holding his knife at the ready and looking around.
What are you gonna do? Oh, these trolls have been scared to come into the village for years because of me. All I need to do is give them a good flash of daylight, and they'll probably call off the raid before they're finished. They'll probably call off the raid before they're finished doing the raid. That's a weird way to phrase that. The wizard replied, running towards where the most screams were coming from. Ian was about to follow when he heard another terror-stricken shriek from behind him, and he whirled to find a 15-foot tall troll standing in the street, yanking the roof off a house. I thought the word tall said fat this time. What's wrong with my eyes? I think I'm really sick.
Oh, what the heck am I doing?
Oh no, not a female!
Whoa, that's a pretty dog.
There's so many dogs today.
I know, that one's so pretty.
Steal your caveman. Rave man, yes.
Following the 6 feet Ovid restrictions. I love Ovid restrictions.
One sock. I don't know what that is. Do not let Hogwarts hire this guy.
No.
Yeah, he is not a good teacher.
Creepy.
Very bad mentor material.
Oh, what the heck am I doing? Ian muttered to himself as he started running directly at the troll's back. Ian quickly thought of several stupid plans, then decided on the least suicidal one. As he reached the troll, he jumped onto the back of its calf and pushed off as hard as he could. Not only did this cause the troll's knee to give way, making it lose its balance and fall, but
Isn't this
also
15 feet tall?
Apparently.
Heck of a kick.
But it also sent Ian flying nearly 6 feet off the ground. Ian managed to grab a hold of the troll's neck as it fell to the side, and Ian swung himself onto the troll's right shoulder as it roared, dropping the roof of the house back where it belonged. No period. As the troll's left side hit the ground with an enormous thud, Ian put all his weight on his knife as he stabbed it into the troll's bald head. Bald! Ian was amazed that the knife actually managed to break through the thick skull of the troll. Perhaps it was a result of the knife's magical properties, or maybe it was because the troll was simultaneously bashing his head on the hard dirt street. But whatever the cause, the troll's skull cracked with a loud crunching sound that sickened Ian greatly. The troll roared in pain, flailing its arms wildly.
We're having strokes.
And rolling over on its back, thereby throwing Ian onto the street, still clutching the bloody knife. Ian rolled back to his feet, standing in a ready stance to wait and see how the troll would act next. The troll roared in anguish, clutching the side of its profusely bleeding head where Ian had badly hurt it. It continued to give loud, mournful moans as it lurched to its feet and charged back down the road towards the forest.
This is the first action we've had in a long,
yeah,
long
I was
time.
gonna say that too.
Okay, and I were talking off stream, like, there was pretty much no action in this book so far, whereas the Time Machine one was all action the entire time, no conversation,
and that was extreme
relevant.
pain.
This one has basically all been conversation, which has been a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Although some of the conversation from the wizard has not been useful in the slightest and has actively hindered the effectiveness of the story. There was something I was going to say, but I forgot it now. Oh, I was going to say freaking Legolas and jumping up the beast and bringing it down. Even though it had been a horrid evil creature that was trying to eat innocent people, Ian couldn't help but feel sorry for what he had done. It would take a long time to recover from that wound. Would he recover from that wound? Didn't his skull get split?
Yeah, you would think if you like stabbed a troll in the brain, it would not really recover, but I
don't know. And the poor beast was only doing essentially what humans did, killing creatures smaller than it for consumption. Alright.
Okay.
Humanizing the monster.
Cool.
Humans killed rabbits, deer, and squirrels to eat and keep themselves alive. But
yeah,
only in the non-rabid woods.
That.
The trolls were just trying to keep themselves alive with whatever food they could find in the area. Why are we getting exposition in the middle of combat?
I don't know. This is really weird.
And because of the dragon, they were forced to live in the area around the village. Okay. They were as much slaves to the dragons as humans were. Ian sighed in regret looking back after the troll.
That was kind of weird, but sure.
Thank you, Ian, a voice called. Ian turned to look at the house that the troll had been attempting to open. One of the boys that Ian had been talking to.
Thank you,
walking out the doorway smiling. Theoretically, if the roof got ripped off and then dropped back down, shouldn't it have like collapsed the house, not just like stay back on top cartoonishly?
The strong man-child who was holding it up.
There's now a child canonically with a voice like a man. Probably a dirt street.
Yeah, I did say dirt.
Your voice. Last line.
Stay in there. I'm going to go try and scare off some others if I can. Ian called to him, turning and running in the direction of the nearest scream.
I don't know, man. I think that child has a better chance of taking out one than Ian.
Yeah, he sounds pretty manly.
Wilbert Needot!
Ian rubbed his Wilbert Needot, which had what the heck am I even saying?
I'm having a bad day.
A nasty cut on it from falling off the troll's head and landing on stone in the street. The wizard had managed to scare off all the trolls by sending a magical ray of light up into the cloudy sky, which momentarily brightened it so much that it seemed like it was daytime. And they were so dumb that they were like, oh my gosh,
oh wow,
the sun.
Imagine.
Ooh.
Well, what a sunset.
Dang-a-lang, that is such color.
Very sunset.
I keep seeing such pretty things outside. Dogs and sunsets. Anyway, it is very purple.
I cannot turn my webcam to show it, but it is a very good sunset. It looks like that.
It does. It is momentous. We're going to die.
Lots of death today.
Yeah. Where am I? This sent the trolls scrambling back into the forest in fear, but the troll raid had still resulted in no less than 12 smashed houses, a number of kidnappings that had still not been determined, and a robbery.
7 muggles.
A robbery of most of the weapons that had been in front of Narble's shop. Narble and the wizard were arguing about whether to go after the trolls or not, while Ian sat there observing. Many of the village people had gone back to bed by now, but a few of the men were following Ian's lead in observing the argument. They were men that had lost children or friends to the trolls, and who were willing to fight should Narble convince the wizard to pursue the trolls.
That's interesting how we had like a 2-paragraph combat scene and then the rest of it was just skipped. I guess I couldn't be bothered to write action scenes this book.
Action, so
I was just like, nah, let's just skip it. But I feel like we probably could have benefited from it this time.
Yeah.
Because it's just weird to just, oh no, there's something happening. So the thing happened, now it's over. By the way, it happened off camera, bye. Oh, okay.
Very
I guess so.
I'm telling you, you don't help me recover those weapons, and the other side will have them when we get to fighting big time,
Narble yelled.
Oh, that's the wizard.
But is it worth the risk that would be involved with going after a group of trolls in the dark with few weapons?
The wizard retorted.
It would be worth it if you came with us, because the trolls fear ye more than death itself,
Narble pointed out.
It's a bad idea. You're just asking for trouble. We don't even know how many trolls there were,
the wizard insisted.
No, Ian argued.
Oh no, you
rising from his seat.
bestow upon us your facts and logic.
Walking over to the wizard and
Mr.
Narble.
Harry Stew.
Think of the people that got carried away, not the weapons. Weapons can be remade, but you can't ever get back a person. Well, the wizard doesn't care about that because his wife and daughter are gone, but he just really can't be bothered. So maybe this isn't a good argument, but I'll continue. Think how he would feel if he was taken by a troll raid instead of by the dragon. What is that supposed to mean?
I guess the difference is he can do something about the troll raid versus the dragon.
Well, he could have done something about the dragon, but he just chose not to.
And theoretically, the plan still is to, but the wizard's like, nah, let's put it off for a month. Let's just let her starve first.
I'm a little confused by this logic, but okay. Wouldn't you go after her? These men are desperate. Ian motioned to the men that were still gathered around. If there's any chance that we can save the people, we should go. We already have the trolls on the run. Plus, if we're going to start resisting the dragon, why not start now? Let's make a point. Let's prove to the people of this village that there is hope for victory in resisting the dragon and his forces. We can do this. So let's do it, Ian said with quiet determination. The wizard and Narble had no reply to this, because of course they don't. Nobody can ever argue with the great mind of Ian. So they merely exchanged glances and nodded. So we agree. Excellent. Narble, take these men and distribute whatever weapons you have left to them. The wizard and I will go to where the trolls came in and the village and left the village from. That was weird. And try to figure out where to go to follow them. But it should be pretty easy since they left a huge trail of footprints and knocked down trees.
Well,
thank you for that.
Do you want me to buy curtains or something? Yeah, apparently so. I mean, I have
so
some.
Pretty outside. There's
go
light.
ahead and close it. The light is fading. My line is ended. Let there be light. Maybe the kid could be a better mentor than the wizard. Absolutely.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Ian. I didn't know whose voice it was, so I just made up a voice. Mysterious, otherworldly voice.
Alrighty then. You all come with me.
Narble grinned, motioning for the men to follow. They did so, as Ian and the wizard started walking towards where the trolls had run after the wizard had scared them away. Ian limped on both legs, now due to his injuries. How do you limp on both? Just like get lower with every step. I don't know. You should be on crutches, my dude. You're not gonna like be able to fight trolls that well if you're injured in both legs somehow. What even happened to his other leg?
I don't know. He got yeeted or something.
Okay, I don't care.
Would you like me to heal that for you, Ian?
The wizard asked, noticing his problem.
You can do that.
There isn't really much you can't do with magic, my dear boy.
The wizard
How about
grinned.
killing a dragon and like.
That is a good point.
Oh.
Abracadabra!
Can you raise people from the dead?
I don't like doing that. It's pretty gross.
Okay,
Genie.
necromancer boy.
And a genie. Aladdin.
Does he say that?
It's one of the rules. Can't make someone fall in love with you. You can't bring someone back from the dead. And I forget the third one. Can't ask for more wishes?
Probably.
Nom 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 nom.
No. Magic is just a shortcut to doing things that could be achieved normally. It can't do the impossible. Well, actually, I suppose there is a lot that you can't do.
Thank you for that, sir.
Exposition mode, once again.
Oh, well, could you heal my knee at least?
Oh, of course. Why at least? What else is wrong?
The wizard asked as they both stopped, and Ian sat down on the dirt road. You know, my heart and my kidney.
You kind of hit my other leg with a chair earlier. Chair?
Wait, what? That happened? Oh.
Oh, yes, sorry. You should have dodged it.
Okay, so he's chucked a chair, chucked a knife, snake in the shirt,
this is
jumping off
actually
cliff.
just abuse.
This wizard really wants to kill this Ian.
I think he's actually
He's
working
like,
for the
no,
dragon.
I'm going to save my daughter, but first I'm going to kill this man so he cannot date my daughter. Because heck it, if I...
What if he was working for the dragon? That's why he didn't want to rescue Ia, and he's trying to like kill Ian
The
because
leader
Ian
of the
wants to start a
rebellion.
revolution, and
Well,
so he's like, I'll have him
everybody already
die
hates
in the
Ian,
dumbest
though.
way possible, and then nobody will ever follow
Wait,
him into battle.
So you're telling me he died by a chair? Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
happened, man. He just sat
See,
down really badly.
This is the face of your revolution. You want to follow a man who got killed by a chair? Cringe.
Well, if he actually wanted to kill him, why didn't he just let him fall off the cliff and die? Well, I guess he did fall off the cliff, right?
I think so.
Yeah, cut off with that happening. Alright, whatever.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not perfect like you apparently are. I'm still learning. Ian snapped at the wizard as the wizard waved his hand over Ian's knee. Wave hand gesture. It felt funny for a moment. Oh, he removed the bones. Like it was being tickled, and then the pain stopped and it went back to normal.
No one is perfect, Ian! Except me! I'm perfect! The wizard replied, reaching for Ian's other leg as Ian rolled up his pant leg to examine his knee, which was now completely healed. Ian stared for a moment before speaking.
Wow, that's amazing, he commented as the wizard finished his magic. The wizard smiled proudly. Ready to go? The wizard asks. Ian nodded. So nodding.
Cool. Oh no, we get another short chunk with these boys. I love it, for sure.
I love it.
You really busted both kneecaps. Ian, Narble, the wizard, and about 15 other armed men, they both have arms, were swiftly making their way along the clearly trodden path that the trolls had flattened. Sorry, can you give me my charger? Computer is slowly dying.
You are slowly dying.
Computer is slowly dying. I am slowly dying.
I didn't know it was already plugged.
I need a new body soon.
I thought you were going to say new bodysuit.
Android 25.0 will come out soon.
In like 3 weeks.
Yes. They're making their way down the path the trolls flattened.
Making my way downtown.
They were trying to make as little noise as possible, but to Ian's trained hunting ears, it was a cacophony of racket. They had already been hiking for nearly an hour.
When you're hiking.
And had not seen any sets of footprints leave the main group. Apparently, no trolls lived in the village's immediate area, so the trolls needed to travel a great distance in order to raid Edgetown.
Edgetown.
The clouds had finally cleared, and the full moon lit the land well enough for them to see where they were going. Where are we going? Ian sighed in exhaustion, nearly about to fall asleep. Suddenly, they heard a shriek of pain from somewhere ahead of them. Everyone froze, looking around for danger. Oh, it's the wizard. Finally! I thought we were going to hike right up to the Dragon's Mountain! The wizard puffed quietly.
Quiet now, laddies. Be ready to charge in case something goes wrong with the wizard's spell.
Narble whispered as they slowly... that wasn't much of a whisper. As they slowly crept to the top of the hill, crouching and peered over the other side. I don't believe it. I've never seen trolls live in a pack like this, the wizard breathed, bewildered. There was a large fire in the middle of a small valley, and a ring of trolls sat around the fire. Bilbo. Laughing as they tortured a little 6-year-old boy by letting him run, then catching him again, tossing him to each other and holding him closer and closer to the fire until he begged for mercy. No, stop this. I do not like the fire. That's why I started laughing, I'm sorry. There were nearly 50 caves spread across the valley wall, but there were only about 20 trolls around the fire. Ian noticed firelight in several of the caves. Holy pit of devils, one of the men commented.
You still don't look like such a good idea. What more trolls came out of all those caves while we're attacking the ones at the fire?
Another one asked. Relax, Ian told them. We'll let the wizard deal with the ring around the fire.
Ring around the fire, pocket full of fire.
Meanwhile, the rest of us will work as a team to bring down the trolls in the caves one by one. Why not let the wizard do the whole thing? A man questioned. Yeah, wouldn't that be the safest for the rest of us? Yes, it probably would, but remember, it only takes a couple of seconds for the trolls to kill and eat someone. Yeah, so the best reason for us to go in. The faster we get rid of these trolls, the better. Plus, wouldn't you feel useless for walking all this way just to sit back and do nothing, wasting time you might have been able to spend saving a life or two? There are 18 of us, and we'll fight one troll at a time. Don't you think we'll be able to do some good, at least? Fine, I'm in. The man relented, standing up.
no way. Another refused, crossing his arms stubbornly.
What if the wizard gets to one of the... what if... What if the wizard gets to one of those troll caves exactly 5 seconds after they kill your wife?
Narvel asked pleadingly.
Pleadingly?
Sorry, apparently that was pleadingly, not
What if
confrontationally.
the wizard gets to one of these trolls?
Yeah, what if the troll... blah, 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 but you know what I mean.
Who is speaking?
Probably Ian...
The
cross arm.
one. I don't know who that is.
That's not gonna happen. Another few seconds won't change anything. If we're not going to save anyone, it's because they're already...
If we're not going to save anyone, it's because they're already dead, the cross-armed one denied.
Okay.
Suddenly a cry of agony was heard from somewhere down in the valley. Everyone cringed. Ugh! Crying for mercy? Help me! I am in pain. This just pleases my instincts.
It reminds me of the giant baby head from Phineas and
You must go clean up all the anomalies.
Oh, that's the wizard speaking.
What? Oh, where?
Well, I consider a few seconds to make all the difference in the world, so I'm going to go right now, regardless of the rest of you decide,
the wizard announced, standing and beginning to walk down into the dark ravine. Ian watched him go, then turned back to the determined one.
Who's the determined? Oh, that's me. Okay. We're all in this together. We all need to be in this together. We've come all this way, willing to fight. Ian pointed out. So something funny
Edgetown, on the edge of the dark sea of darkness.
Oh no.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you, Jenna.
Oh, is here.
He says McKay looks cuddly.
I am cuddly. I was really tired and I was
too.
cold this morning. Oh. When I was getting ready for my Bible study, and I was like, Loki sweatshirt because I am cold and I am sleepy, and so yes, I am cuddly. Yeah. Huh? Where am? Okay, you've come all this way willing to fight, Ian pointed out. The man sighed as another shriek of anguish came from the nearest the cave nearest to them. He sat down on the ground, refusing to budge and covering his ears. Alright, child. I think his soul got switched with a 6-year-old.
Yeah, they really... Oh no.
Fine.
Some kind of wizardry.
Anyone who is brave enough to fight, come with me. The rest of you freaking cowards, stay here and hope that a troll doesn't stumble across you while you're alone, Ian ordered, standing and beginning his I read that as steak. Sneak over the hill and down into the gully.
Make this bigger.
I think I'm just losing it. Narvel took one last look at the men, then followed Ian. The men stared at each other for a moment before another pained yell convinced most of them to get up and go follow. When only one other man was left with the stubborn, ear-holding one. I love these descriptions. They looked at each other fearfully, looked around, and then wordlessly stood to follow the others, so as not to be left alone in the dark. Cool sweater. Thank you, Shromi. It is my obsession one that you will roast me for.
What if the scream of anguish was just a They reached the first cave within 1 minute. It was pitch black, and there was no light at all inside. Ian did not know if that meant there was no troll within, or whether this particular one just preferred to sit in utter darkness.
Same.
Yep, I spend my time just sitting in the dark.
My dragon.
Yeah. I like to do poetry recitals in the dark. I'm an intellectual troll. The cave did not smell particularly strongly with the horrid stench of trolls, but Ian decided to check the cave anyway, just in case. He concentrated as hard as he could, trying to focus what energy he had left into performing a tiny magic spell, because apparently he's learned that off camera, I guess. He closed his eyes tightly, clenching his teeth, and then felt the spell take effect. Okay, I guess that confirms he does in fact have a little bit of magic, I guess.
Oh boy.
I thought that this character was not supposed to have that, but I guess that was a later note that I didn't have in the first draft. Ian opened his eyes to find that a small flame now rested in the palm of Ian's hand. Okay. Sorry, I thought it said he opened his eyes, blah, 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 Ian's hand, and I was like, that's odd. Why would you say he at this second? Anyway, he smiled, turning back to the others and motioning for them to wait outside. So, his hand that was previously burned
is now burning.
It's
once
now on
more.
fire. This doesn't, like, shouldn't he be having pain and he can be doing the Rees of Agony? Oh boy. They gaped in wonder at Ian's act of sorcery.
If this little light goes out, this little light of mine, or disappears, it means I'm in trouble. Only help me if you think you can, Ian told them.
Oh.
They nodded, and Ian ventured into the dark, slimy cave, trying to shine some light on
Slimy?
as much of the
My
cave...
hole? My home this is.
as much of the cave as possible. His heart beat loudly in his ears, betraying the fact that he was nervous. Luckily, Ian's small light lit up both sides of the cave around him, and let him see his surroundings well enough to where he would not be able to miss seeing any trolls. Ian walked all the way into the cave bravely, fire in one hand and knife in the other. But upon reaching the back of the cave where it ended, Ian found the cave to be completely abandoned. It's his new home, caveman. It didn't appear
Gonna move into the troll condominium.
That a troll had entered in it for several years at least. Maybe the troll community is dying out as much as the humans are. Ian thought.
Oh wow, they're just like us. Let's
Oh wow,
into our rebellion.
they're just like us.
Wow.
Join the Scooby Gang.
Ian thought as he walked back to the front of the cave and exited it. Empty. Let's go to the next one. Ian whispered to the others, letting his hand flame go out. Love that wording. So they wouldn't be as easily noticed as they snuck through the valley. They nodded, following Ian to the next cave in the valley wall. It, too, was lightless.
You learned a cantrip. Just saying. I feel like he's trying to go the route of, like, our previous Raider self is who I'm talking about. I feel like he was trying to go the route of humanizing the trolls as well because they're gonna get recruited or something, but just saying, that is a terrible idea. These humans have been eaten by these trolls for a long time. Even if you, like, make a peace treaty or something, what's to stop a troll from just going, yeah, I'm hungry, I want a snack, nope. Just, like, murdering people here and there.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Like, how are you gonna discipline a gigantic beast?
And aren't they, like, so dumb?
Yeah, I thought that as well. How are you gonna reason with them? Unless there's like, oh yes, I am a smart troll. I have the IQ
They're
of
a
potato.
So you have to find the one smart one.
Well, same man. Did you read the lightless?
Yes.
Okay. Same plan? Narvel asked, to which Ian nodded in reply. Ian again ventured into the unknown with no more than a little candle flame. He was faster in this cave because it was clear that it had been abandoned for even longer than the first. It did not even smell like trolls. Ian checked it hastily, then quickly ran out to save time.
The word smell is funny. It sounds funny.
The word smell.
Yeah.
Very smell.
Very smell. Empty. I think we're wasting time. If they don't have light in them and they don't smell bad enough, let's leave them alone, Ian suggested. The others nodded as Ian led them
All
onward.
of them. Hive mind.
Yep,
in unison.
once again. As Ian led them onward along the large ledge that jutted out of the cliffside. They sped along quickly, passing several more stale, dark caves. That cave is so stale. On their way to the first one with light in it. Wait, this one smells pretty bad, Ian whispered, holding up his hand and stopping in front of a dark cave next to the first one with light inside. Wish me luck. If I find one in there, I'll wave my hand around a bit or something, and you guys can come help, Ian commanded, holding his breath as he took a few steps into the smelly air of the new cave. Ian's head spun for trying to use magic.
You make my head spin.
Today. He was getting so tired. Ian stumbled slightly, and his small flame quavered. Quavered? That's a word? Okay. I feel like my brain is thinking of quivered and doesn't want to accept
Wavered and quivered.
Yeah, exactly. Ian took a deep breath, regained his composure, and continued walking as quickly and quietly as possible, hoping against hope that this cave only smelled bad because of the next cave neighbor. But it didn't. Ian stopped short upon reaching the point where his light fell on the leg of a troll. It was lying down, facing the opposite direction of Ian. Ian tried to remain calm as he noted that the troll's back still rose and fell with its breath. It appeared to be asleep.
Why do they sleep at night if they are burning in sunlight? Aren't they nocturnal?
Maybe he's just a real lazy boy.
He's an old troll. He needs his beauty rest. Ian turned and signaled for the men to come in and help with the napping troll. Then he took another tentative step towards the troll, after which he heard a low moan coming from the troll. Ian stepped forward again, clutching his knife. He hoped to surprise the troll before it could awake and attack. Then Ian stepped into something squishy. Ian looked down, finding a large puddle of dark troll blood.
Oh.
It was the troll Ian had hurt, the one with a broken skull. Ian knew, because the troll was holding the right side of his head in anguish. Ian felt his heart break!
Okay.
As he looked at what he had done to the monster that was eating children.
Yeah, I mean, that can be a little disturbing, but I wouldn't be, like, heartbroken.
Yeah, maybe horrified, but whatever. This poor creature was dying.
Oh, stop it. They are evil creatures. You heard it save that little boy's life. The
Little
boy
man.
sounded a lot like a man.
Ian told himself as the rest of the noisy men quietly stomped down to where Ian stood, weapons at the ready. Their footsteps echoed in the cave and rebounded over and over again. The troll turned his head slowly to see the source of the noise. Upon seeing the men, it froze with fear, unable to move. The men moved forward with their weapons.
No, Ian ordered, holding out his arm to stop them.
No.
This one has been hurt enough. It's already dying. If it's already dying, why would you just leave it to die slowly and painfully?
So that it can come back in the third act and absolutely obliterate everyone from behind. Big brain.
Okay.
Plot contrivance, I don't know.
He says it needs to endure no more pain. Then put it out of its misery. Why are you leaving it there
That's
for
a
it to
good
bleed
point
its
as well.
brain out? Like,
yeah,
what?
that's some serious brain damage.
That seems-
Brain damage.
Seems a little cruel to just leave it. Okay. Oh, Marble.
Well, shouldn't we put it out of its misery then?
Narble asked.
No, we will leave it for now. Perhaps the wizard can even heal it for us, Ian theorized.
Heal it? What's gotten into you, you frickin' boy? Don't be a boy.
You frickin' boy.
Whose side are you on?
Narble, Ian replied slowly. Do you think we could convince the trolls to help us?
You're a frickin' idiot. Get your head in the game, lad.
They just work for the dragon because they don't have the intelligence to see that it's wrong.
And you don't have the intelligence to see that it's going to freaking eat you.
They're just as much creatures in this world, but you're part of this world, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
As we are. Is it really right to kill them?
The Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella. They are dumb as sheep. Why do we leave and care for the sheep we kill and destroy the trolls? Pretty sure you also kill sheep once you you kill them to eat them eventually, but you also harvest wool from them anyway. Think of how the trolls could help us if we tame them. Hot take, but okay. Ian cried.
He's just now coming up with this idea. Okay.
Narble cocked his head and narrowed his eyes.
This is not the time to be making these plans.
As the hurt troll harmlessly whimpered.
I see your point, but we can worry about that
But
after we
considering
save
that
our
it's a
people.
stupid point, I have elected to ignore it.
The people are more important than the trolls, so if we have to kill them, I have no problem with it.
Well, what if we can save the people and the trolls?
Don't count your hatches before they tick.
We can just scare them into giving us back what they took from us, and then we can try to win their friendship rather than killing all of these useful creatures. What do you say? Ian asked. Narble thought for a moment, stroking his chin.
I'd say you better tell that to the wizard before he turns any more of them into stone.
Narble pointed out, pushing Ian towards the exit of the cave.
Also, you're a freaking idiot.
Alright, I will. You take the men and charge into one of the other trolls' caves and stop them from eating anyone else. But don't hurt them if you can avoid it, Ian told them.
They're all gonna die.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, hey, stop murdering people. He's gonna be like, more snacks. Snacks that came back.
Snacks in the back.
Can we at least cut open the troll's stomachs to see if there's anyone inside that we can save?
Narble asked.
Do they just eat them whole? They
Just
don't even...
no chewing involved. Nope, just
Ew.
Apparently, I don't know that's not good logic.
That is rather disgusting.
You're rather disgusting.
True. Ian replied with a horrified look on his face. But if you think you can save anyone else by doing that, then I suppose you can. The wizard can heal the trolls
This
afterwards,
is
I assume.
logistics I didn't want to think about.
This is
Hang on.
too much. I feel like
What's
you're
going
making it too
on?
complicated for your revolution.
This
you should
is...
stick to humans
Yo,
the first time you're trying to overthrow a
just-
dragon.
you
Worry
haven't
about the
even-
social justice of trolls
you really
later.
haven't even convinced the humans to like be on your side. You're just kind of distracted by this
worry
whatever's
about
happening.
The humans first.
Calm
You're gonna
your
die.
freaking self down. Yeah, this is weird. I'm gonna go with rough draft.
Yeah.
Needs work.
Rough draft.
Pointers needed. Citations required.
Smacks him in his backs.
Oh, Silver's here. Hello.
Hey, Silver.
I was sleeping when the announcement happened.
Ah, I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome.
Jana-
Narvel is so noble. I love him.
Jana says, y'all have quoted
It is a soul that I lack. Says Ian. Wow.
Have we quoted Lord of the Rings a lot in this? I remember maybe a couple times. I guess. I mean,
Possibly.
there's trolls and there's monsters. and
You
dragons, so-
shall not pass.
Okay, I guess so.
How has the wizard not done his spell yet? You've checked like 4 caves or something, right?
Yeah, the wizard is just, I don't know
He's
what
just taking
doing.
a long time to
It's just
chillaxify.
Probably making teenage boys take off their shirts or something.
Oh no! he found that boy who's like, no, I am burning to death, and he's like, it builds character. Just deal with being on fire.
No.
Have you had enough of being on fire yet?
No.
Well, I'll survive it just a little more, and then I'll help. Okay, cool. Now we're good.
But ouch. But it hurts.
It hurts me, Papa. Why?
Father, why have you left me?
Okay. Where are we going? Oh,
I think we're at the top.
Alright, I'll go check this troll's stomach and then lead the men to the next cave.
Narvel decided, rubbing his hands.
Narvels, do you enjoy this kind of thing or something? Ian asked in disgust.
Actually, yes, Narvel replied. I used to be the village butcher for many years.
The frick? You what? Ian asked in shock.
Okay.
Narvel opened his mouth, then turned to look at the floor instead. You are my mother's father? Ian realized amazed. Narvel looked up and nodded slowly.
This is not the time for this. There's a disabled troll in front of you with brain damage.
Why didn't you ever tell me that you were my grandfather?
What
This
happened to
is the
seconds being saved
weirdest
and
way
lives
to
in
find
danger?
this out ever.
What?
And so he found out just because he says he used to be the butcher, and there's only one butcher that's ever existed, I
Clearly,
guess.
obviously, the village just doesn't have a butcher anymore.
That was the weirdest way to find that out, but sure.
We
that's-
old men have our secrets.
Narvel shrugged. He turned to face the rest of the men, all of whom now stared at Narvel and Ian like, why are you wasting our time?
None of you are allowed to speak of this ever again.
Narvel ordered Ian and the men, threatening them all with the point of his sword. Oh, they nodded fearfully.
Good. Now, Ian, you go report to the wizard.
Narvel yelled, pushing him
'cause
roughly
every member
toward
of
the
his
cave
family
entrance.
has to be abusive to him.
Well, also, being quiet from the trolls, the whole stealth mission thing, but yeah, okay. Yelling. Ian rolled his eyes and began walking.
Oh, wait!
Narvel yelled again.
Still yelling.
Ian turned back inquisitively.
It's pretty dark in here without your light thing. Is there any chance you could stay for a moment?
Yeah. How are you supposed to go report to the wizard, but also stay?
I don't know.
Ugh, brain cells required. Ian sighed and walked over to Narvel.
Ian is just trying not to make the same mistake Harry made by leaving the trolls out of the list of social situations that need fixing. Yeah, that is a thing that happened in Harry Potter where Voldemort was all like, "Oh, let's go get the trolls, hee hee hee," or what? No, that was the giants. Same difference.
Same.
Yeah. So that's but yeah,
Spew!
but also he hasn't gotten like smart creatures on his side yet either, so he should
no,
probably do
he
that.
hasn't got anyone on his side.
Yeah, well, okay, Spew was Society for the Promotion of Elvish Welfare. How did I remember that? I don't know.
Because you read the books multiple times.
I know, I'm a little weird. I know my Harry Potter trivia.
Hold out your hands.
Hold out your hands. Don't worry, they won't burn you. Or this won't burn you. Ian told him.
Look at his hands that are blistered and burned.
Do not be concerned by this. Dumping the little flame into Narvel's hands. He flinched but caught it. Give me a yell as soon as you finish kneading it. kind of weird.
How do I get this off me, laddie?
Ian told
My
him.
hand's on fire.
Then jumped out of the cave.
Ah! Ah!
Unfortunately, Ian's strength had been so sapped by maintaining the spell, Ian was now completely exhausted and he nearly fainted upon exiting the cave.
Imagine he just thump. Gotta trust the wizard as he falls off a cliff
Welcome to
again.
standing up school.
And you fail.
He felt his hands
Secretly
and knees.
peeing on EJ's wardrobe. That is not what SPEW stands for.
I think it is. I
Okay.
have been secretly peeing this whole time.
No wonder all my clothes are yellow and smelly.
It was all yellow. Head hanging limply.
Darkness
eyes
got
closed,
caught?
trying to recover.
You got caught peeing on my wardrobe? What?
Oh no!
How dare you? Narnian Gateway.
Files of Narnian Gateway. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no, all of Narnia flows with yellow.
Anyway, he fell to his hands and knees, head hanging limply, eyes closed, trying to recover. He took a deep breath, then released it slowly. Then he did it again. Ian
Thanks
opened his
for
eyes,
the
seeing
details.
spots. He sighed, taking one more deep breath before he stood. He knew he couldn't quit now. Lives were at stake. Troll lives. Troll lives matter. I guess. I don't know.
No, we do not need troll social justice right now. You're trying to save
Apparently
human
we
lives.
do.
I guess yep, this is what we're doing now, I guess.
Yep.
Good job, Self. You've confused everyone. Oh dear. Ian peered down at the main campfire. Too late. All the trolls had been turned into stone.
Oh no.
Alright, sorry.
Oh, there goes that plot point.
Good job. Ian then noticed that the wizard dart out of one of the caves at ground level, then enter another. Ian sighed, rushing back down the ledge so that he could get to the wizard who was on ground level, as was just established, I believe. Yelling to the wizard would undoubtedly be a stupid plan, because every troll in the area would hear and come out to attack.
Was yelling, but okay.
Yeah. Ian ran all the way back along the edge, then charged down into the deepest part of the ravine as quickly as his long legs could carry him. Ian felt his lightheadedness trying to overtake him, but he fought it with every stride he took. He blinked long and hard as he ran.
That's a little weird.
You're running down an unfamiliar dark cave in the night, like in a rocky valley. You're probably going to slip and die if you blink for long periods of time. But okay, you do you. If you want to die and like split your head open on a rock, go for it, my dude. He blinked long and hard as he ran, trying not to faint. When he opened his eyes, he had reached the end of the incline. Ian turned and dashed straight into the last cave that the wizard had entered. He collided with someone again, knocking them both to the ground again, but this time Ian managed to catch them so they didn't smash their heads on the hard stone floor. Why is Ian just a stupid, freaking annoying protagonist?
Mackenzie says, "Hello, did I miss anything?" Just
troll lives matter.
Ian's trying to.
I
For some
don't
reason,
know
I don't
what's
know
happening.
what he's doing.
I'm gonna cry. Ian has decided that even though some trolls just, invaded the town and stole some people and are gonna eat them alive and have caused innumerable property damage and are currently being destroyed by the wizard, Ian was like, you know what? I think the trolls might be abused by the dragon and we can make them our pets or something. I'm not sure exactly what the thought process is here, but he's apparently trying to save the trolls' lives even though they are killing humans. I don't know what's happening, what's going through this man's brain. No one will ever know. Anyway.
Some people Ian worshipped.
No!
There was Silver's was slower purple evil worm. Eardrub, is that you?
We're also making up acronyms for SPEW, trying to figure out what that stands for.
Mine is slimy, princely, enriching, water buffalo. I'm sorry, I really don't know what that means.
I guess I need to make up one now.
Yeah.
Silver probably evacuates whales. Do you do that in your spare time, Silver? Just like, look out, everyone this way.
Sylvie pokes everyone wildly.
With blades. Yes. Oh man.
That's what the W is. With blades.
Yeah, wouldn't that be wooba?
So much water buffalo, but it's okay.
Silver probably eats wallpaper. Oh.
She probably does.
I mean, if it tastes like snozberries.
7 parsnips engraved woefully.
I love evacuating whales. Save the whales, everyone!
Yeah, save the whales, not the trolls. Focus on the whales.
You have the next line, by the way.
Oh!
Ah!
Sorry,
You scared me.
God, to stop running after the wizard all the time. Ian scolded himself, standing up and trying to make out who it was that he had floored in the dim light.
It's a baby troll.
He helped them up and then realized a moment later that they were too short to be the wizard. Oh no, it's a female. He's gonna flip out.
He's going to die. He's going to die on the spot.
He touched one.
Oh no!
Wait.
It's so awkward.
Who are you? Ian asked.
Sorry.
I assume it's that girl, but
Probably.
I don't remember what voice I gave her. I need a
You
new
gave her
one.
like a nerdy voice, I think.
I
You
don't
can
even-
change that if you want
I don't
to.
even know. I don't think it even sounded nerdy, so I need a new inspiration.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry. I had an idea, but I lost it. Champagne.
Okay, she's gonna be champagne.
I could ask you the same.
Oh no, I
A
hate her.
vaguely familiar voice replied in a rather annoyed tone. It works.
Hey, it does work.
Oh.
Oh
Oh no, he's fearful. Oh, you.
no.
Hi. Ian sputtered
Bro,
fearfully, judging by
you're
the
trying
voice.
to save lives. This is
It
not the
was the
conversation
random
you
village
need.
girl that had tried to attack. She had not.
Tried to attract.
Well, I guess she
She
did.
just said
She
his
just
name.
said hi, and he was like, ah!
How dare you speak to me? You are beneath me. I am a caveman.
Ian is Kazoo Kid confirmed. Okay.
I'm so uncomfortable.
It was a random village girl that had tried to attract his attention back before the trolls had attacked. Ian had made a mental note to avoid her as much as possible, so he
Why?
was not too happy
I
about
think there's a
literally running
backstory
into
that we
her.
haven't got exposition about. The wizard
I
must
think he just
hop
hates
in and tell us.
females.
Probably.
Ian, you came to save me?
She asked.
Oh no,
Um,
no, not you,
yes.
not you.
Well,
Everyone else
no.
maybe, but not you.
We'll let you get eaten.
No.
We just came to help.
Yes, well,
anyone.
actually, no.
We just came to help anyone who had been taken. I didn't know it was you, and I wish I still didn't. Ian finished in his head.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to tell the wizard something very important. Ian excused himself, continuing his walk into the cave. There was a fire far back in the cave,
There's
and
a
a
big
large
fire
stone.
downtown.
Maybe. A large stone troll was frozen next to it, standing on one leg. It had obviously been trying to escape the wizard in a panic frenzy. Ian walked over to the statue, behind which the wizard stood, trying to disentangle a small girl from a net. The wizard finished, and he and the young girl began walking just as Ian arrived. The wizard noticed Ian before he could speak.
Ian, what are you doing here? Is everyone else still arguing? The wizard, you could do anything. The wizard barked.
No, we were all up there about to kill some trolls, some boars. But then I had to come tell you about our change of plans.
Change of plans? How so?
Well, let's put it this way. I'm stupid, and I really think that we should focus on troll rights right now.
Save everyone's lives first.
Can you turn the stone trolls back? Ian asked the wizard. The small girl and Ian walked back out of the cave.
That is not
where
even
they-
what you should be leading with, but okay.
Yeah, seriously. Where they found the teenage village girl waiting.
What? No, they can't be changed back. At least, not with my skill. The elves could, maybe, but why would you want to? The wizard asked. Ian was about to reply when a voice from above interrupted with an incredibly loud bellow. Hey, Ian! We're finished with your fire thing! One of the men shouted. This voice from on high, the Aboba voice. What is happening?
A voice from above.
Ian thankfully released the spell he had been maintaining, feeling his exhaustion subside slightly, replaced by an adrenaline rush brought on by the stupidity of what a boba man had just done. Then Ian heard the faint voice of Narble yelling at the bellower.
I said go tell Ian, didn't I? What happened to the go part?
He yelled. Ian and the wizard exchanged glances as several trolls poked their heads out of the caves in confusion. Did he just do what I think he did? The wizard asked. Ian nodded. Does he realize how stupid he is? Should I kill him or you?
He will whenever troll in the area starts beating him to a pulp, Ian replied gravely. But try to spare the trolls if you can. Just scare them back into their caves with a ray of light or something.
Hey, I was weak before I did the first one. You think I have the stamina to be able to do another? Now why on earth do you want to spare the trolls?
I'll explain that later. Narble agrees with me though, because
Does he?
I'm just so
he wanted to
smart
slice their stomachs open.
that I can convince anybody of anything I say. So, do you know how to communicate with the trolls? Can you tell them that we will spare their lives in exchange for their friendship?
They don't have brains! Communicate with... Ian, you're speaking madness! As far as I know, trolls are too stupid to understand any language! Of course, I suppose hobgoblins communicate with them somehow, but I've never studied how that's done.
You're just going to have to trust me about this.
No! You are a moron!
No,
You're going to get all of us killed!
I'm the smartest person in this story, and you know it, Mr. Wizard.
I have all the exposition in the world in my head.
But I have all the facts and logic in mine.
Know what I have?
A knife.
No! That's you. Sorry.
You're just going to have to trust me.
Making an edgy story? Are you delusional?
Are you delusional?
Who's your favorite character? Oh, I just love Teenage Village Girl #1. She's got such a great conflict.
I still really love
Women are of the devil, remember?
Yeah. I need him to come back.
Oh, that's great.
Can you save the people without killing the trolls? Ian asked as they were noticed by one of the creatures.
Trust? Fine. But this could be difficult, the wizard replied doubtfully as the troll roared and stomped out of his cave, advancing upon Ian, the wizard, and the small girl, and the village teenage girl. But, sorry, I broke. 2 girls, but different ages, specified for some reason. This roar attracted the attention of all the other trolls in the valley. Roar! And they all peered out of their caves, looking directly at Ian and the wizard, who now faced a troll that was running directly for them. Ian was too tired to even think about getting out of the way. I'll just die. This is fine. Oh, so he merely stood there, trusting that the wizard would defend against any dangers.
Isn't that what the wizard wanted?
I guess so.
Ian, good job.
Yep, all that abuse trained him well. Ian planted his feet and faced the troll as boldly as it charged, and the wizard followed his lead, though he was unsure of Ian's intentions. Excuse me, what? So Ian's sitting there hoping the wizard saves them. The wizard's standing behind him being like, I hope Ian knows what he's doing. And they're both going to get ruffle stomped by a troll.
There goes our least favorite characters.
Then the perspective will only be of Clan Packet!
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The girls were slightly less brave, so they hid behind Ian and the wizard. Ian stared the troll down fearlessly, which seemed to make the troll slow down, confused, since most people ran from it in terror. If I were a troll, I would be like, oh cool, an easy target, bowling time. I would not be like, why is he standing there? I'd be like, oh good, he's not moving, bonk. Yeah. The wizard slowly raised his staff.
Don't, Ian said quietly.
Are you a freaking moron? What do you aim to do here?
Kill us.
Don't you try to facts and logic this troll that is charging you.
I will do it, even though
he has a fist the size of a house.
Well, you know what?
And the brain the size of a walnut.
My persuasion is just, I rolled a nat 20 every day of my life. I have loaded dice. So
you're cheating.
Something.
That's what you're doing, huh? You're cheating on Ia? You're cheating in the game?
Should we see what the clip is?
Clip?
Oh,
what do you have?
In the world in my head. But I have facts and logic in mind. Know what I have?
No. Funny. Stop it! Stop it! Okay, what are we doing? Where are we?
Don't.
The wizard stopped, lowered his staff again, planting it in the ground before himself. The troll slowed down still further, trying to determine in its small brain, whether Ian and the wizard were just stupid or whether they had some sort of trap planned. By this time, other trolls had crawled from the surrounding caves and were now joining the first troll, who by this time had slowed to a cautious creep. Okay. Okay. The other trolls
He's
seemed...
so intimidated by standing and doing nothing.
The other trolls seemed equally unnerved by Ian and the wizard's bravado.
That he just has
So
so much charisma.
They mimicked the first... I lost my place. What? They mimicked the first one's wary attitude as
When
they
you roll
slowly
on that
advanced.
20 on deodorant.
Stop. You will not harm us, Ian called
That's
confidently
not
to
how
the
you want to
trolls.
open this.
The trolls, either uncaring or incapable of comprehending, continued forth with total disregard of Ian's order. Ian smiled mysteriously, raising his hand above his head and summoning one last bit of fire. That should probably kill him because he was passing out.
you were gonna die.
Even this minuscule act of wizardry caused the trolls to panic, backing away from Ian with roars of terror.
That's not okay.
Sure.
Oh, he's got a matchstick, guys! Look out!
Will Ian ever have
not
to
like the
face
other people are
actual
carrying
conflict
torches,
in
right?
this story, or
I don't know.
will he just solve everything by being like, "Let me do one tiny thing," and then everyone goes, "Oh my gosh, you're right!
It
You
might
are the
just
boy."
be, I was so tired of writing combat and action scenes that I was like, let me avoid that
I can
entirely.
understand that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I kind of hate writing.
But Ian
action.
definitely deserves death right now. I'm just
Yeah, he should die.
saying. He could die, and that would be good.
Ian waved his hand with a flourish, and the flames vanished. Look over there. What? Look over there by your fire. We froze your friends. We could do the same to you, but we have decided to offer you an alternative to your deaths, Ian cried loudly, not even a hint of fear in his voice. Ian was not sure if the trolls could understand what he was saying, but many of them looked at the campfire when he pointed to it, and they noticed the 20 stone trolls that had moved there last.
Ian, what are you doing?
The village girl hissed in his ear from behind him.
Raise in his ear.
Ian ignored her.
Everyone's so creepy.
Raise your staff fast, Ian ordered the wizard quietly while maintaining eye contact with the horror-stricken trolls. The wizard quickly did so, and the trolls, including the ones on the ledges up above, roared and began falling over themselves, trampling each other with their attempts to flee. Make sure they don't leave the valley.
Why
Ian
would
told
you
the wizard.
scare them and then say, make sure they don't run away? You
I
had their
don't know.
attention. Why did you do that? You friggin' moron. Believe it or not, Reason with them actually kind of worked on some zombies in a play I was in. Oh, neat.
My.
Ian literally pulled a, I do not wish to be touched. Is that from something?
I don't know. It sounds funny.
If you say so, the wizard relented, waving his staff as the panicked trolls rushed, trying to leave the valley. A glowing blue, transparent wall of pure energy appeared in front of the trolls, blocking their progress. Several of the trolls ran into this barrier, bouncing off it as though it were a solid object. This is the stupidest plan ever. You're keeping them in here with you so that they have they're in the flight or fight mode. You've cut off their ability to flee. Now they're gonna fight you because you scared them. You had their what are you trying to do?
Sounds pretty delusional to me.
You're delusional, Ian. You really are. Oh boy. Okay. The trolls fell all over themselves, trying to regain their balance as they collided with one another and ground to a halt. Now trapped in the valley, the panicked trolls huddled by the shield in fear, some on each level of the valley. Ian noticed that Narble and his men were nowhere in sight, concluding that they must have run to hide back in one of the dark caves as the trolls ran past on that ledge.
Cover me, Ian commanded, beginning to walk forward slowly.
Jumpsuit.
One step at a time, the trolls murmured in terror as they stood, watching Ian advance upon them. Ian still
He's
smiled
got a match!
as he purposefully walked forth with a nonchalant aura of powerful control.
You are almost asleep.
The wizard remained where he was, watching, staff poised, as Ian advanced closer and closer
Listen,
and closer.
You're gonna just get squashed. You're gonna
Until he
become
was
jelly.
within 20 feet of the trolls.
You're gonna die.
The trolls began fighting
You
with one
should
another,
die.
trying to get away as much as they could, pushing against the glowing force field.
Why?
Ian
Why are they not
stopped
lashing out?
A mere 10 feet from the trolls, stared at them for a moment, then addressed them. Can you understand my words, trolls? Ian called loudly. About half of the trolls, the biggest ones, then looked around at each other for a moment before returning their gaze to Ian warily. A few of them nodded their great heads. Ian was very surprised to hear this response. You're not hearing it, but okay. But he refused to show it on his face or in his tone. Excellent. Then let me ask you a question. Do you agree what the dragon has done to you sending you out from your native
Don't
homeland
try to
of the
say
mountains.
complex
Yeah, he said,
sentence
do
structures.
you understand me? Let me give you a dissertation.
Do you at least have a college level education, trolls? Because you will need it to understand my next vociferous explanation
Oh, boy.
upon the nature of reality and the social structures that we are going to implement in our revolution against the established government of the
Oh
realm.
gosh.
And they're just like, excuse me, what? The frick did you just say?
Do you agree what the dragon has done to you, sending you out from your native homeland of the mountains in favor of having you here where you starve to death unless you raid human villages, often at the cost of your lives? What was that sentence?
Just give him a TLDR. Just say, is dragon bad? Are you sad? Is being out in caves kind of bad?
Wait, he said, do you agree what the dragon has done to you, sending you out from your native homeland of the mountains in favor of having you here where you starve to death unless you raid human villages, often at the cost of your lives? That wasn't a full sentence. Is it? Am I crazy? That's not a
the
sentence.
end of the sentence?
Yeah, that's not a sentence.
It is not.
Ian, your dissertation is wrong. You're gonna confuse them more.
The longest, like, floating comma sentence splice, whatever it's called.
That was not a
Comma.
sentence.
It was a half a sentence.
You bad.
You bad.
Ian asked the trolls. The trolls took a moment to think about Ian's words. Me too. I had to take a second too.
Yep.
Before they comprehended his meaning. I didn't. And they began to turn to each other, grunting quietly. After a moment, they seemed to come to a consensus, and they turned to Ian, shaking their heads. Would you be willing to help us resist the evil tyranny of the dragon? We are planning. I don't know why it just sounded like Eska and Desna for a second. We are planning.
You always have a special place in the organ that pumps my blood.
We are planning to attack and destroy the dragon. Will you aid us in reclaiming your homeland so that our races may live in peace? Ian asked, controlling his inward smile. You look so creepy. Again, the trolls discussed this issue among themselves before hesitantly giving Ian a fearful look.
He's gonna kill us?
The wizard.
I say we squash him.
The wizard walked forward to stand by Ian's side, giving Ian a knowing smile. The girls stayed behind, afraid to approach the trolls.
No, this shouldn't be working. This is entirely ex
How did
machina.
nobody know that trolls could speak and communicate?
This is so unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really
I'm not buying
bad.
it. Okay, you know, I can understand the reasoning with the goblins because they're Clyde Parker. He's
Clyde
chill.
Parker.
But this guy, this should not be working right now.
Mm.
Ian deserves to be a puddle of a goo on the ground right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, who's speaking? Wizard. Remember, we have the power to destroy all of you, but we are willing to spare you and even take care of you if you decide that you would like to help us in our quest for reform.
So he's
Wizard
literally
called
saying,
loudly.
join us or die.
Literally he is. This is twisting their arms. You cannot trust that they're actually on your side. You can only trust that they are acting in self-preservation. If they have the brain power
Which
to understand.
is definitely great, and they definitely won't ever betray you. because of
Definitely
that.
not. And they're definitely not going to sabotage, betray, murder, eat people in the background every now and then, you know, just kind of generally be a gigantic nuisance to you in every possible way.
Shumi asked
Nothing
what
could
I'm
go wrong.
making. I'm making these little crosses, keychain thingies, for the prayer shawl ministry at my grandma's church because the ladies crochet things like scarves and shawls and blankets, and then they give them to people in like hospitals, nursing homes, and like new moms and stuff like that. And they attach one of
New moms.
and
Said they give them to people in nursing homes, in hospitals, in new moms. Like that was the sentence structure. So you just give it to the
Well, you
babies
know,
before they're born.
it's better than
Just-
Ian's sentence
How do you get it in
structure,
there?
so-
Fair enough.
Sisters, am I right? Can't get rid of them, can't shove them back in the old baby maker. Sorry. So yeah.
Wow.
They attach one of these to each item that they give to people, and it's just like a little Jesus. You know when you take your Jesus with
Little
you
Jesus.
in Phasmophobia? It's my Jesus. So
When do you take your Jesus with you?
that's what Shirley would say when he would get the crucifix. He'd say, "Oh, I need to take my Jesus."
That's funny.
Oh, that's sweet. I like it. Thank you. I also appreciated your interest in my Marvel playlists that I'm making because I'm having fun with those. But nobody has subscribed to my
Nobody
channel.
has subscribed to
and I'm
me.
just sad. So, Shroomy, you should be my first subscriber. You should beat Ethan to it because not even Ethan.
I don't care about music.
But you should. I'm making yours. It is Thor playlist next.
I don't really care. Should I?
But
I can subscribe if you want.
I
but-
don't actually care.
Okay.
But
I'm sorry. I love you. I support you, but I don't.
but you should listen to music.
I should. I just haven't got
Then
into it yet.
do it.
Whoa!
Do it, brother.
Do it, Claudia.
should.
Haha, you remember. Who? Remember what?
Wait, what did I remember?
I don't know.
I already forgot what I said.
We do not
I
remember what we
did eat.
remember.
You subscribed to me? Let me see if you subscribed.
Silver says, I was planning on doing it, lol.
Oh, I will get to the subs.
The subs.
I could, like, oh, one subscriber! It's
Wow,
true! It disrobed me. He subscribed to channel.
Oh, I thought that's a subscriber change. 6.1. And I was like, what is 0.1 of a
6.1.
subscriber?
Jana says, new channel. Oh, yeah, I did make a channel because I'm making these Marvel playlists where I take a character and I display their entire life with, like, different songs. It's really fun. I'm having fun with it. It's just something, it's a hobby I have. And so the name of the channel is Thor's Little Sister, because I felt like being a faceless YouTuber, so I didn't name it like anything to do with me or like Maklayla. I just felt like doing something kind of anonymous. So if you want to subscribe to that, you can. It's fun. I have made a Loki playlist, a Sylvie playlist, and a Natasha playlist so far, and I'm working on a Thor one. Kenzie says, plot twist, Ian turns into a villain protagonist while Clyde Parker becomes the real hero. Yeah!
Honestly, yes.
That would be so much better of a story.
I want a story told from Clyde Parker's perspective.
Me too.
The underling of the bad guy, or like the big bad, turning and just becoming a good guy.
Yeah.
That's a cool story. Nobody ever gets to hear the stories of the poor goblins. The little faceless minions who just get abused day in, day out.
Kyle.
Yes, exactly. We need a story from Kyle's perspective too.
The Chronicles of Kyle, which will never be finished.
Never
but
finished,
it
yep.
was a funny concept.
Yes, the Infinity Stone. Okay, what are we doing again? Oh yeah, remember, we can kill you.
We can murder you. You may consume my subscription.
Gasp.
You don't have to
No.
be quiet about it, Jaina. I don't actually care if like people from my channel know about it. I just didn't want to like name it something of like Maklayla or anything, just because it's not really like the same vibe as my other channel. So I'm not trying to like keep it a secret or anything, but I'm also just not like shouting about it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We do not seek to harm you or force you into anything you do not want to do.
You have done this, and you are currently doing this.
We put a force field around you, and we threatened you with magic. And
You
we
killed
couldn't
half
kill
our
you.
friends, and now you're forcing us to join you or die. It seems like you're doing both of these things.
But we're totally
You
not.
freaking hypocrite.
We know that your people have as much of a right to live in this world as we do, and we do not wish to kill you or make you our slaves in any way.
You are doing that currently. What do you mean?
No, it says, or make your our slaves in any way. We merely ask for your help in making this world a better place for every race, and return things to the happier way they were before the time of the dragon. How do you know what that was
you haven't been alive that long.
Ian told them, stepping forward again.
The wizard may have given you some exposition, but that doesn't mean you lived it.
The trolls backed away farther. We promise you, we mean you no harm.
That's not
we
true.
Want to help you.
No.
We will fight by your side to remove the horrible dragon from power. If we work together with you and with the others, I am confident that we will be able to accomplish this task. We need to help each other in order to save all living things from death, Ian cried, continuing to step forward slowly.
You're doing this all wrong. Like, I appreciate that your heart's in the right place, but this is a terrible. It's
literally like it's Katara's hope speech that she's given to other people.
It just gives me so
and they're
much
just like,
hope.
Okay.
Yep.
But the trolls had run out of room to back up, so they merely flinched as Ian approached. What do you say? Ian
What
asked,
say you?
reaching out and putting a hand on the knee of the biggest troll. Okay.
Hello, Squish.
Which was the size of a collection troll and seemed to be the leader. It flinched, closing its eyes and waiting for
Why?
death, breathing hard.
Excuse me?
After a few tense moments, the troll opens its eyes and looks down, confused. Do you trust us?
No,
Ian asked.
not
you
at
just threatened
all.
to kill them, but
I am
okay.
the reader, and I do not trust you.
Removing his hand from the troll's leg and taking a step back, there was silence as the troll thought for a moment. The troll then pointed to the statues around the fire, glaring at Ian.
Yes, the wizard replied sadly. We may have frozen several of your friends, but You have kidnapped many of our people too, so it's totally justified.
Yeah.
You kidnapped like 6 of our humans. We killed like 15 of you guys. It all evens out, right? No harm, no foul. It's all water under the bridge.
Is it? Jaina says Asgard has Wi-Fi now, lol.
What does it?
Well, that's what I put as like my little channel description or something. I just put like Asgard. I was like, yeah, that's right. Asgard has Wi-Fi now. Because I'm just like playing the character of like this random like teenage sister that Thor has, who's just like alone in her bedroom making internet meme content. I don't know why, it's fun.
That's funny. You should make other memes and content too, other than just song playlists.
Well, I did make that one funny that wasn't that funny, but that one like short video that I sent in the chat, the one of lying on the cold hard ground of Loki getting yeeted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then that was actually from several months ago that I just had on my computer, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this, and it's a little bit funny, so I'll post it. And then in like the description of
Clearly it had such an impact on me, I almost forgot it.
And then in the description of every playlist, I just put like a random thing that you've done that makes me laugh, and I like say it was
Really?
Thor. Yeah. Let me see which ones I've had so far. Let's
He
see.
plays Thor.
He does play Thor. How do I do this?
Avengers return!
For this one I said, my dad just told me that Thor wrapped me up in a blanket and pushed me off the bunk bed when I was 8. I don't remember it at all, probably because I got brain damage. I still love him though.
Wow.
And this one says...
Thor would do that though.
Thor called me his female brother today. Anyway, here's another playlist.
Female brother.
And this one I put... One time Thor and I started a grease fire with nothing more than a candle, a few matches, and a handful of pistachios. Enjoy the playlist.
Accurate.
Yeah, so just I'm exposing random facts with every playlist.
That was
I have
fun.
a fun
The
little
pistachio
narrative.
grease fire could
That
have been
was a
so
good
much worse.
time in our lives.
Blew up when we tried to put it out with water.
Oh yeah.
Real fun. Honestly, childhood memories right there.
It was very fun.
We have a weird childhood.
Okay, yeah. Where are we?
We are desperate. Something, I don't know who's speaking. Ian, I guess?
Oh, is it? Yeah, okay. We were desperate. We needed to get your attention. You were desperate too in order for you to raid our village. We are sorry for the past, but now we must come to terms with the future.
This is so stupid.
Yeah, this feels really
I'm not
superficial.
on board with this.
Ian pointed out.
Not on board with this at all.
After a moment of utter silence, the trolls turned to each other and began moaning and growling at each other, communicating in some trollish language. Then the biggest one turned back
guy's
to
a
me.
moron! I say we squish them as soon as they turn their backs.
Who had returned to a respectable distance away. The troll still had a distrusting expression as he patted his slim stomach, obviously asking for food. Ian nodded to the wizard, who waved his staff slowly enough to not alarm the trolls. Suddenly, a huge boulder-sized piece of raw meat appeared on the ground between the trolls and
You can
Ian
just
and the
do
wizard.
that?
Why is everyone starving if you can just conjure meat?
Excuse me.
Wizard, you suck. You hate everyone, okay?
Freaking moron.
Great, I love not having food.
Also, I thought the wizard said that you can only do magic to do things
That would naturally happen
that you
anyway.
could do anyway, but that it takes that certain amount of energy to do that, like, from your own body. So, how much meat did he have in his body that he could just, like,
I don't know.
just spawn it out of existence?
That's weird.
He just, like,
Where is he getting
sacrificed
this
his liver and expanded it or something.
meat? Ew.
I don't think the rules of magic that have been established quite apply for
Yeah, I
this
don't know about
particular act.
The trolls murmured in astonished delight as the wizard motioned to the meat with a flourish, backing up slightly.
Yes,
But
wizard.
none of these
you're
starving
human
people
people.
can have
Yeah,
it.
bruh.
Only these
Why
nasty
is
trolls.
if the land is dying and like that's your whole reason, like, oh no, we need to be able to leave our village because we don't have enough farmland and we're starving to death. Oh no, the dragon's so bad. Just like have the wizard go, we have a full harvest now.
Oh boy.
Yay!
How fun.
Okay, you have no problems.
The trolls muttered in astonished delight as the wizard motioned to the meat with the flourish backing up slightly.
Oh.
The trolls on the upper levels, which had listened and watched as well, then leapt down one ledge at a time into the valley, ending on the ground level where they joined the other trolls in digging into the meal. The trolls all huddled in, attacking the meat and fighting with each other, piling atop one another to get a scrap of food.
So, is this like a gigantic troll-sized lump of meat?
I'm just picturing
with
it like...
no bones in it or something?
Yeah,
just one
just
contiguous lump of
giant
flesh?
steak.
That's, like, honestly, that sounds kind of good, but, like, how did...
Are you a troll?
Maybe. Troll face. Anyway, how do you think this is going so far? The wizard whispered to Ian.
Jaina says, creative genius, the lot of you. Well, I think it's going well, but I can't be sure. Hopefully this will teach them that they're friends, not that we are their friends, not their enemies.
I'm sure they'll believe that after we frozen half of their guys into carbonite.
Oh yeah, of course. And it won't just teach them that if they rob us, we'll pay ransom. Ian commented as he watched the trolls squabble over the meat. Then the biggest troll waded out of the crowd, heading for Ian and the wizard.
Hey guys.
They watched calmly as it approached, a smile on its big troll face. The troll stopped 15 feet from Ian, balled its fist, crossed its arm over its chest, fist over heart, and bowed low to Ian and the wizard.
Okay, I didn't know it was capable of things
bowing
like
low
that.
in the same manner. Yeah, you guys really underestimated the intelligence of troll, I guess.
Or what if the troll is tricking them and he's like, oh yes, I bow to you. When they bow back, wham!
Break their spines.
Yeah, like why not?
Fair.
As soon as they look away. I take it this means you will help us, the wizard asked happily. A low rumbling sound came deep from within the troll's chest, and then it opened its mouth, releasing a loud, sonorous voice.
I feel like I've maybe heard that word before, but it is not in my everyday vocabulary.
Yeah, same here.
Was
How did I
that
know this
vocab
as a
word?
16? I don't know. If we are going to die under the command of another, we would rather do so under your command than that of the dragon. Henceforth, we are friends, no longer enemies. We will fight, the troll replied slowly in a calm, grim voice. Both Ian and the wizard were astonished that the troll could speak, and their faces betrayed that they were taken aback. You are surprised at my ability to speak your language, the troll observed slowly, enunciating every syllable carefully and deliberately, though it seemed to require a good deal of thought. Some of my children understand your language, but only I can speak it, because only I have heard the human language spoken enough to learn how to speak it in the days before the dragon. Man, you have quite a grasp of human speech.
Jeez, dude.
Everyone speaks with the same, like, super long, confusing sentences that don't really make sense. Rough draft. I am Yarlock, one of the first 4 trolls sent by the dragon to populate this region. These are all my children and grandchildren.
Okay, Aragog.
As I am the only one old enough to have lived in the mountains, I am the only one who remembers how good things were before. But I know that my clan would prefer to live there than here. We will help you if you can help us return home. Thank you, Yarlock! The wizard thanked him, bowing again, and allowing the glowing blue force field to dissipate. Do you think that more members of your race would feel the same way that you do? I believe that every one of my brethren would wish to return to the mountains and rebuild communities of global community, where we are not fought and where food is plentiful, Yarlock replied thoughtfully.
Can you convince other trolls in the land to join our cause and help us fight? Ian asked, inwardly tingling with excitement.
Not if you're a freaking moron.
Imagine getting called a moron by a troll.
He's got 2 brain cells to rub together, and even he knows he's an idiot. I believe so. That is, if there are more than just a small band of... What? If there are more than just a small band of those who are willing to fight, help, what? What?
You made the alligator Loki face.
Alligator Loki
Or the
face?
face that Loki made when he was realizing the alligators.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. I believe so. That is, if there are more than just a small band of those who are willing to help us. We may be bigger and tougher than humans, but we still cannot win a fight against the dragon alone, the troll responded. Do not worry, we are building an immense army right now. Immense right now! We are trying to convince anyone that we can to join our cause, the wizard replied. And what are the results as of yet? What promise is shown among men? I assume it's probably Ian because it's long. I have no idea.
Is there just no dialogue tag there?
It does not tell us if it's the wizard, if it's Ian, or if it's Champagne. Who knows?
I just pretend it's Champagne.
Go for it.
Well, from what I'm told,
It works so well!
things are going very well.
Karen, why?
Many, if not all of our people have agreed that the dragon is evil, though we have not yet sounded a mass call to arms for our village as of yet. But I will guarantee you that when the people of our village will see that even the trolls are willing to fight the dragon, they will all be willing to bear arms against him. And I'm quite sure that every village in the entire kingdom will have a similar reaction. And if they don't, they're delusional. Joining us when they see our movement is continuing to grow.
Also, could you get me a mocha cappuccino from the Starbucks down the street?
Yeah, give me some Starbies.
Starbies?
Yeah.
What's that? Like Harbies, but also Starbucks?
It's just, Starbies. My Starbies.
I haven't been around these kind of people enough to know what that is.
I haven't either.
Okay.
Okay, best Champagne.
Good. I know where to find some more of my kind. I will go to them and speak with them in the coming weeks. But for now, I presume that you will wish our clan to come back to your village, return what we have taken from you, and live closer by? Yalak asked. Yes, that would be wonderful, if it is of no inconvenience to you. Is anyone going to be okay with these trolls living closer by? Clearly they live within walking distance already. Why do they need to move their... Like, they have their lovely cave community here. They can chill there. They don't need to be right beside the villagers where they can pop a quick snack whenever they want. I don't agree with this.
The 6-year-old child would say, no, I do not approve.
No, this is a bad plan. Oh, boy.
Thank you.
We do not mind. If we return to you what humans remain in our custody, will you save the children you have hardened? Yolok asked, pointing to the statues around the fire. Oh, I'm afraid I do not know how to do such a thing, but I can ask the elves if they can when I go to them soon, the wizard replied apathetically. I'm afraid I cannot do that, and that sounds insincere. I'm sorry. I understand. Some things cannot be done, like you saving those humans, which we have already consumed. The troll nodded.
Okay.
I apologize that we have already killed many humans.
Well,
from
apparently
your
you just
village.
eat them whole, so we can just
Yeah.
vomit them back up or something.
I don't know. That's the impression that one of them had, apparently. That Narvel had, maybe? I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. He apologized as an airborne slab of meat flew through the air and landed near Ian. What are they doing? Shredding the meat chunks? Why? Y'all looked over at the feeding frenzy with a proud smile. This is not He's half his children just died. He should be. Why is everyone who loses children just chill?
We thank you for your generosity. We have not had this much food in ages,
he said as Ian picked up the slab and held it out to the troll. He took it, then began to walk, motioning for Ian and the wizard to follow him.
Come so I can squish you more easily. I mean, I will return to you what we took,
he smiled. Ian and the wizard.
What
Ian and the wizard followed, exchanging impressed glances at how well this very dangerous situation had gone. Yeah, unrealistically well, but sure. Upon turning and following the troll, Ian and the wizard found Narble and the rest of the men standing over with the small girl and the older teenage girl. Champagne!
Champagne.
So I have no idea who it was that spoke that line, in fact. One of the men was hugging the small girl, but apparently the teenage girl's father had not come with them.
Rip.
Way to be a good influence there, sir.
Hey, Narble, Ian cried. How'd you get down here?
I walked, you frickin' idiot. We climbed and slid down that crevice in the rock, laddie, Narble called back. We figured that the safest place to be would be with the wizard, so we got down here as quick as we could. We heard the whole thing and we're, nervous, but I guess excited that the trolls are being friendly now.
He smiled through, though some of the men were still warily backing away as Yalak approached.
Oh, go make some new friends, Narble laughed,
pushing a few of the men towards the trolls. Okay.
Are these members of your group as well?
Yalak asked.
Silver says, an airborne slab of meat. I'm getting food fight flashbacks. The trolls want to build their summer pool right by the villagers. Oh boy.
Yep.
It looks like meat's back on the menu. Tee, another Lord of the Rings reference.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they came to help us. They too are willing to fight with us, Ian replied.
Good. You all may wait here. I will retrieve your loved ones and all the possessions of yours that we have taken over the years, though we have not raided you since you began casting spells and killing us.
Yalak said to the wizard, entering a cave.
Should we cut open all their stomachs now, or would that make them a bit upset with us?
Narble asked.
No, let's not ruin this alliance. I'm sure the wizard can help, Ian replied, turning to the wizard.
Why would we need to cut open their stomachs? The wizard asked quietly.
To make sure there's no half-alive people inside who could be saved,
Narble explained in a hoarse whisper. Oh, I see, the wizard replied, his face showing disgust. He then closed his eyes, concentrating hard for several seconds. Well, what you suggest is quite unnecessary, he replied sadly. There is no one that we can help. I can feel it.
Okay.
I didn't want to, but I felt it.
You can sense whether there are live people in the area with magic? Ian asked.
Of course! I can even concentrate on specific areas like
Exposition.
on the side of troll statues around the fire to see if there are live people there, but it's a fairly advanced spell and few creatures can provoke it.
Oh yeah, for our exposition dance.
Exposition dance. Even among the elves.
I see, Ian replied as Yalak slowly stumped forward from one of the caves carrying a net that contained two terrified people in one hand and hoisting a large sack across his other shoulder. He lowered both to the ground, and as Ian and the wizard began freeing the prisoners, the large sack fell open to reveal a large sack and a large stack of gold.
What point is there in trolls stealing gold? Like, what are they going to do with it?
I don't know. Apparently they're
In
too
their slimy
dumb
caves.
to spend it.
I mean, like, why did they even bother taking it?
I don't know, just to flex or something.
I mean, if they're working for the dragon, it would make sense to take it and then give it to the dragon, but if they're just going to sit on it for years, why do you take it?
I don't know.
And why are you so willing to just give everything back all of a sudden? Okay.
Facts and logic, that's
Facts
why.
and logic.
The men gaped in wonder at the sight. Thank you, Yalak. You are most kind to return all of this to us, Ian said, smiling. Yalak smiled back.
There is more to come,
he replied, beginning to walk to the next cave.
But some of my children may not like having their gold returned.
Oh, then do not bother with the gold. The people are more important to us, Ian replied.
Even still, I will give you back what is yours. we still have some gold that we got from elsewhere. We will keep that.
Y'all replied as Ian and Ian finished freeing the two netted people.
Oh no!
He duplicated himself, I guess, somewhere in between there.
Why are there two?
I don't know. The teenage village girl ran up to one of them.
Now there's one for Ia and one for the village girl. Problem solved.
No!
Mother! She cried, giving her a hug.
Oh my
Ian
gosh,
turned to the
my
wizard.
hands were so sweaty and I just rubbed it all over my face.
Oh, no. Who was examining the large sack of riches.
It may be unwise to return this gold to the people of the village just yet, the wizard theorized. They may again become satisfied with their lives under the dragon and remain unwilling to fight.
So starve them
First off,
okay.
Gold isn't helpful if there's no food to buy with it.
True.
Second of all,
but the wizard can conjure
what?
The wizard can just start his own restaurant and like give people the gold and start up a new economy because he can just conjure food, and so like they can just pay him with their little gold, and they can.
But he has the money too.
Well, he hides the money at places, or he like Mr. Beasts it everywhere, and just like.
But once again, what's the point in having money if you are just creating the thing for free? Like.
Because he wants to start an economy. Oh yes, the economy.
But if you don't need to pay for the goods because the goods are...
question is you'll pee.
I'm peeing on my wardrobe. I'm sorry. Poor Narnia. Anyway, what are we doing?
Dying.
Mother. Okay. Apparently Ian sees the point in that. Which Ian, though? Is it the first Ian or the second Ian?
Ian 1, Ian 2. I see your point, Ian responded.
I don't.
But we cannot withhold these treasures from them. This gold is rightfully theirs, and not returning it would make us thieves ourselves.
Correct! But we do not wish to feed their selfish, materialistic worldview just yet, or they will never see any need to remove themselves of this terrible situation. Why don't we just hide the gold from them until we persuade them to fight? Or even later, perhaps. Oh, we can then give it back to them after this war is over. How does that sound? Was
You're
it asked?
sus.
Ian shrugged, cocking his head.
That could take a long time, and many of
That's
them
the
may never
plan.
live to enjoy receiving what
Oh,
they will be
so
given after the
sad.
war ends, whether we win or not.
But it is really the only way. Oh, so sad.
That is so sad.
We can tell them that there will be a reward for their actions, but that their main goal should still be trying to help the world. That way, we can appeal to their selfish desires, their conscience, and their honor all at the same time. It's brilliant!
You're just sus, Mr. Wizard.
I like to keep the gold.
I still think that's
this
a little
wizard is just the
dishonest.
worst of humanity.
Seriously.
He's a creep. He's a greedy, like, corrupt politician already, even though the politics haven't started. Really? Well, I mean, I guess I have, actually. That's why everyone hates the wizard so much.
I still think that's a little bit dishonest.
You're a little bit dishonest.
Reluctantly. Where would we hide the gold, and how would we make sure that these men here don't demand their gold back from us?
We can hide it in your father's portable room! And the wizard was interrupted as Yalok dropped another enormous bag of treasure atop the first, causing a small spill of gold coins onto the ground. Yalok also placed down another net that contained several screaming children!
Oh, jeez.
Screaming poop machines, which several of the men quickly went to help with. Wait, don't free the children!
Wait, Yalok, Ian cried as the gigantic ancient troll turned to begin walking to the next
Here's
stage.
what I want to know. Why did they, like, bring back a net of people and just kind of leave them chilling in their cave when you could have just kind of popped the snacks as you were walking back to your house?
Goldfish. They are snacks that smile back. But
Like,
they probably don't
what's the
smile.
point in, like, holding them in a cave for a long time?
I don't
If food
know.
is scarce, and, like,
They
are you going to
taste
feed them
better
and
when
breed
they're
them? Because
scared.
what are you going to feed them or whatever for that long? Just, eat them now if that's your plan. I don't...
Freak chamber.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, Shermie commented on the video I posted. He was like, was there a frickening?
What? Where? What?
Yeah, the arcane video I posted. Did you watch that one yet?
When? Which one
I
did you post?
posted it, like, it was episode
5. I posted it right before dinner.
Oh, I did not see you guys.
Well, it had the frickening in there, and so
Okay.
I put like a little, just a giant like grimacing emoji over it.
Interesting. Wait, what?
What?
Oh, you're talking about that scene. Okay.
The only frickening scene.
I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't know what the frickening was referring to.
The frickening is what I'm referring to.
I understand now.
Where am I?
Death.
Yalok, you returning all this treasure only creates more problems for us. Right now, food is more precious than gold. Eat the gold. And there's...
That's why people bite the coins.
Yeah, yummy.
Yummy gold
They're
coin.
all those chocolate ones that you can unwrap. And there is little use for this treasure anyway. Please, if you are going to return it to us, wait until our fight against the dragon is won. Just leave the treasure in these caves for the moment until such a time when we may return to reclaim it, Ian pleaded.
Okay.
Yalok seemed just as astonished by this request as the village men were, but he nodded after a moment, picking back up the 2 sacks of treasure and walking back towards the cave.
You could still use it when you go to another town and be like, hey, I
True.
will buy your soldiers.
After several seconds of stunned silence, the men began yelling furiously at Ian.
What the heck are you thinking? Tell that troll to give back our gold!
One of the men cried, causing Yalok to turn and look back, confused.
I don't care whether you want it or not, but I want it. You realize how much gold my family needs right now? Or how much my family needs right now? Hey, here! Clean your room!
Yeah, that amount of gold could save our village from starvation. And there was even more coming. What are you thinking? Please calm down and think for a moment. Ian returned
I
commandingly.
love how your voice is always the same. No matter if it's commanding, frightening, scared, like, he's always the same monotone
He
Miriam
is
voice.
Edgy.
He's too edgy to have emotions.
Oh, yeah. The angry man quieted down for a moment to listen. Just think for a minute. Even if we lugged back 50 sacks of gold to our village, what good would it do? Gold is only worth what it can buy, and right now there is nothing to buy. Nobody wants or needs gold. They all want enough food to be able to survive on, and there simply is no food around here except for the giant slabs of meat the wizard has been holding out on us for no apparent reason.
What the frick?
And there simply is no food around here or anywhere in the entire land except for that slab of meat.
Just give
No.
the wizard that, like, super powerful dragon heart stone that apparently your dad had,
Yeah.
and then say, hey, make food, and the
Make
wizard can
all
just vibe.
food. Yeah.
Make all the foods
You open
using dragon
pancake
magic.
shop.
Pancake shop, yes!
Yes.
That is how they will bribe all the
He
villagers
lures small
to
children
attack.
with candy into his white van.
No, this is not the flapjack parlor.
The what?
Flapjack parlor.
The what?
I don't know.
He is
It's
a
a
purple
flapjack
guy
parlor. And then he recycles a piece of pizza.
Oh yeah. No amount of gold can help you right now unless we can first do something to change the situation. Now the wizard Narble and I have been working on a plan to help change the situation. We'll talk to the village about it tomorrow, and you can decide then whether or not you want to rush back here by yourselves and try to lug a bunch of useless metal back home. But for now, our mission was to help people that were taken, and we have succeeded with that mission. So let's just forget about the gold, alright? Ian asked, looking around at the men who still seemed upset, but were confused and scared by Ian's words. You speak
I
too
see
much.
what you're saying.
Narwhal responded after nearly 20 seconds.
He's right, boys. We got what we came for, even... What? Oh, we got what we came for, more even. We don't need the gold just yet, but we can always come back for it if we need to.
It's really irking me
People are definitely going to.
that Ian is
This is
just
a pilot.
always right.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
Can he be wrong?
He's a
Can
16-year-old
people
moron.
disagree with him for
He's
more than 5
unbalanced.
seconds?
He has severe emotional trauma. He's got, some weird issues to sort out when it comes to females.
He does. He needs to not just be the infinite source of wisdom and logic.
And the wizard. The wizard is also the infinite source of... It's the holy
Yeah.
trinity of facts and logic.
Oh boy. Wait, who's the third one?
I don't know. I'm
other
sure we'll
Ian.
figure it out. The other Ian.
Ian and Ian.
There's at least one swore in Ruby, and is the only swore of severeness at least. But there is no frickening.
Sherman says, the frickening!
Our flapjack parlor's particularly known for white fans luring people with candy.
Apparently they
I
are.
don't know.
They are now. Are we at the wizard?
What? Where? Huh? Who? Huh? I guess we are. I agree. All of you should listen to what we say tomorrow in the market, and then decide if you still think gold is your top priority, the wizard added. The men still looked at each other.
But why would we just leave all this great wealth? Don't you want to help our village survive?
One of the men asked, longingly staring after the gold, which still dangled from Yalok's fists.
You know what his voice is slightly reminding me of?
No.
That one cop from Gravity Falls. I'm so confident that Joe won't say no.
I'm gonna take a long swig of a hot coffee. Oh boy.
Oh, it's Champagne. We don't want to be wasteful, do
I thought
we?
it was inside. Oh, never mind. Okay, whatever.
You're wrong. Why don't we just take it back with us in case we can find some later use for it? I mean, it can't hurt, can it?
Gotta love the village girl loving her gold. Oh.
The village girl asked. Ian and the wizard exchanged glances. Ian sighed. Very well, very smell.
Very smell.
We'll bring the gold back
Wow,
to the
you're
village.
simping for this girl already? You don't even know her. Wow, you just change your mind
Someone
because
actually
some
changed
girl.
Ian's mind.
Wow, he's such a beaten man.
What did she even say?
Does
I've
whatever
already
the girl
forgot.
wants. She just said, "Don't waste the gold. Bring it back."
That's such a
That's what
non-point.
literally
Why would
everyone
that
was already
change?
saying.
Okay, that's stupid.
Literally, it's what everyone was already saying.
But because it came from Champagne.
Oh, it's good girl. You got to impress the girl, I guess.
But you
I don't.
hate females. They're
Which
so
girl
scary.
is, or which Ian is it that's saying this though?
Oh, the
Which
one who
agrees?
hates ladies or the one who likes them?
Oh, I don't know. He split into two because he was so internally crises.
He just created another personality.
He
That's
spawned
okay.
an extra person.
Oh gosh.
Because he was
Very
so split on
well.
that issue.
We'll bring the gold back to the village, but we can distribute it tomorrow once we've made our speech. Ian relented. Several of the men cheered as Yalok put
Yay!
the gold. Poor Yalok. He's like, "Do you want this freaking gold or
He's
not?
just
I'm
like,
just
I will
holding it."
beat you to death with this gold if you do not accept it now.
Yalok put the gold back down and turned to walk away again. I hope this won't teach them that if they complain and beg enough, they can get what they want. Why is he so worried about teaching people things? He's like, oh, I hope this doesn't teach the children how to be dumb. I'm so infinitely wise. Ian muttered to the wizard as he took the golden chest from his pocket.
Is that who he was talking about? The children?
No, he's just...
Or the men?
He said that about the trolls, and he's also saying about the men. So it's just weird that everything he's thinking is like, oh, I hope this doesn't teach
He's
them
so
how to behave
wise.
badly.
He's
Because I am such a parent.
So wise. Oh, okay. I think the only thing you have taught them is that you are a leader that is willing to see reason. The wizard responded I thought he said he agreed. Oh no, the wizard was originally like, hey, we should totally steal the gold.
Oh, yeah.
The wizard responded kindly as Ian opened the portable room. Several of the men gasped at this phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Well, yeah, It's exactly that many laws. You cannot get any out.
Okay.
Am I in a place?
You are here.
Okay. Wait, hold on, there's chat.
What?
Ian hates ladies. Yeah, he's terrified of them. He hates them. He avoids them at all costs.
Yes, women are his kryptonite.
Yeah,
It ruins his brain of facts and logic.
He literally like has a crisis if he even sees one within like 50 miles of him. He just
literally,
can't handle it.
yeah, he just explodes. He will
He
like
dies on the spot.
Yep, it's the one thing that his model of reality cannot cope with.
Jaina says, yes, he says women are of the devil. He did actually say that.
Did he?
Remember what was his quote? It was like, women
Oh!
are...
Some men are of the devil and women are something worse? No, wait, was it the other way around?
It was the other way around. Because it was like,
that.
women are of the devil, but men are...
Something worse? I don't know.
It was really edgy and weird. But...
It's so edgy.
He's the one in the van luring children in with candy.
Oh no.
That's
That's the one, officers. How to properly use a can opener. Fair enough.
I used to call group chat with my mom and her army of sisters. The council of is infinite wisdom. I assume that means wisdom. But that's cute. I like that. Aw.
What? Where is this?
It's up halfway.
Oh.
Used to call the group chat with my mom and her army of sisters. Army of sisters. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. It gives me like
pretty good vibes because she's the wisest person on Asgard. You know.
Cool.
Tee. Don't worry, this is just how we're going to transport the gold back, Ian explained, opening the wooden door. The little glowing fairy fluttered out,
Oh
landing
boy,
on the wizard's head.
I've entirely
I love
forgotten
this
about this.
non-character.
It has been useful 0 times so far. Oh, would you look at that! How did that get in there? The wizard exclaimed happily. You know, fairies are supposed to be omens, symbols of hope, the wizard commented as the rather annoying creature yanked out a few of the wizard's thinning grey hairs. Ha! This is not enjoyment! He waved it off his scalp with a small yelp. How long have you been hiding where no one could see? The wizard asked in the small little creature. He asked the small creature in confusion as it flew around his head.
Oh, here we get some tea. I saw it, Ian replied.
Did you? It takes a skilled eye to spot a fairy sometimes,
The wizard muttered, watching as the fairy flew back into the room, clutching the hairs it had pilfered.
I think most people are just too wrapped up in what they're doing to see, Ian responded, reaching for a large sack of gold.
Wasn't the wizard around in that forest where, like, 70 fairies were, like, attacking Ian?
Yeah, but it didn't say that he saw them, I guess.
So
maybe only Ian was seeing that?
Are they, like, invisible except for Ian because Ian's special and the wizard's a dork?
I guess, I don't know. I don't know how that's relevant, but...
I don't know. Maybe there was a plot thread for that was going to be developed, but never happened. We'll see.
Can we get back to Clyde Parker? I don't like Ian.
Ian's boring and weird.
I want the other
and also
Ian.
duplicated now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's another Ian chapter, it looks like.
Frickin' ugh.
Frickin' ugh. What an incredible victory. The rescue mission has gone better than anyone had even dreamed, because it was Ex Machina and the writer was on your side, but sure. They had rescued nearly a dozen villagers, befriended the trolls, yes, sure, or just, hidden the fact that they're about to betray you and murder you, and had regained all the gold that had ever been robbed of them by the trolls. Ian and Narble led the large group of people who were followed by the cheerful, well-fed trolls, while the wizard brought up the rear. All the wealth of the people was in Ian's portable room, which made carrying it very simple and easy, though many of the people and trolls were uneasy about this new alliance and seemed distrusting. Narble was downright ecstatic, talking excitedly as they walked back. Oh, just paint my dragon! Hiking through the woods slowly. Many of the children were too tired to complete the entire journey, so others had to carry as many of them as they could. The others had to carry as many of the children as they could? How many children are there?
We having this many kids.
The trolls could be like, we volunteer to help carry the kids. In our mouths.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
in
say.
My man.
The trolls are like, we know we've eaten like 100 kids, but we'd never do it again.
We'd never do it again! No. One small boy evidently had no parent around and was slowly stumbling along, further slowing the large procession.
It's the one with the voice of a man.
Yes! Ian recognized him, turning and walking back to him. Would you like a lift? Oh, it's your voice, sorry.
His voice suddenly
sorry,
the duplicate.
Would
you like a lift? Say?
It is the duplicate Ian with a voice like a chipper middle-aged man. Would you like a lift, say?
Hello, fellow
Ian
kids.
number 2 asked him as he yawned loudly. The boy then nodded and Ian lifted him onto his back and sped up to catch up with Narble. Narble's constant jabber was very irritating, however, so Ian veered off the path a little bit, staying slightly farther away from the rest of the group, enjoying the relative silence. Within minutes, Zay was asleep and snoring quietly with the voice of a man. Ian suppressed a bemused smile, shaking his head.
Hey there.
Oh no,
A voice
frickin'
spoke to
Champagne.
Telling him to turn.
Do you mind
How
if
did
I
you know
walk
it was
with you?
Champagne?
I got the vibe. It just feels like her.
I'm gonna cry.
The teenage village girl asked.
Why aren't you walking with your mother? Ian number 2 asked, half intending to imply that she was acting like a little kid by coming after him like this. What does that mean? She didn't seem to get the
I love that we've canonized his like weird twin now.
existential crisis.
I was.
This is the normal Ian's personality though, with the Ian number 2's chipperness voice.
I was, but I saw you over here, and I just decided that I wanted to talk to you. And do you mind?
Not at all, fair lady. I am willing to talk to anyone. I mean, I suppose not, Ian replied reluctantly, trying not to be rude. During the pause that followed, Zay snored loudly, making a ridiculous sound. I'm a man. Ian tried not to laugh, but the girl made no effort not to release a tired giggle. Ian shifted the wind. Don't ever be a champagne giggle again. Don't ever talk to me or my son ever again. I mean,
My
father.
grandchild. I loved him like a son.
Ian shifted the way he was supporting the child, and his snoring stopped. Then there was another long period of silence.
You're a great guy, the village
Thank
girl.
you! I know! I do so great all the time.
The village girl commented, shaking her head with an amazed smile. Ian glanced at her with a surprised expression, returning his vision to where he was walking.
No, really, I've seen you with the children, she insisted.
Oh, I mean,
to
you're
say.
currently doing that. Sure. I'm glad you have eyes.
You act
Thanks
all
for the
mean and
update.
determined most of the time, but you're actually really nice. Nice enough to come save some people from a gang of trolls. People whose names you don't even know. She continued.
Are you hinting
My
that
name is
you
We've renamed Clyde Parker,
Oh
so we can rename Champagne as well.
We've given Ian a duplicate with a different personality. We've given this child on his back a man's voice, and we changed it.
I see, this is an
great.
absolute win.
This is a hilarious scene. I love it.
100% improvement. She continued. Ian wasn't sure how to respond, or if he should, so he remained silent for several seconds before attempting to reply.
I am pretty great, aren't I? Thank you for the compliment, but what motive do you have for giving it? Ian
Who
asked
speaks like
suspiciously,
that?
refusing to look at her.
I know that you've been an orphan for all these years, and hardly anyone has been very nice to you.
I've been so lonely.
I just think it's time someone tried to help you, since you clearly need it. You're
I'm
a
delusional!
caveman, and, like, you look really scruffy. I think you need, like, a haircut, maybe a shower, and, maybe you could take off your shirt for the wizard.
Oh, no!
Since you've helped so many, even though no one has helped you,
Who
shut
is
up.
being a potato?
You're delusional. You're interrupting my monologue
How
about
dare
how
you.
much I am attracted to Ian.
What? Sorry, I got distracted by reading
I
next.
didn't say nothing.
Okay.
Is it said that Champagne Village Girl 1 reminds me of my cousin? Oh, is your cousin Champagne? Why are you letting the trolls carry children? Are you delusional?
The trolls aren't, I don't think. I think it's the people carrying the trolls.
I
I mean,
stopped paying
the children.
attention. People carry the trolls.
It just takes like 5 guys to lift one troll. Oh, we got you, buddy.
It's the one with his head split open.
Oh no, the poor guy. Poor Boris.
Poor Boris.
There's no
Someone took
mention
out
of
their
that guy.
anger.
Did the wizard heal that guy or no?
I don't know. Maybe he just died.
He
on
probably
the
died.
spot.
Died on the spot. The wizard, or the writer forgot about him, so he doesn't exist anymore. Where are we?
We are. You're delusional.
You
Why are
frightened.
you in our room
Hello,
right
Papa
now?
Monkey.
We're trying to read a story.
Am I on?
Yeah. You are on the stream.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm vibing.
Oh, making stuff.
Yeah, of course I'm making things. Why would you think that I wasn't?
Stormy was with me, but he hasn't
I
quite
love that
come
he's not questioning my voice right now.
in.
We do weird things all the time.
Yeah.
Why would you question?
Oh well, I thought I was bringing the cat.
Oh.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, fans.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
He's stuck in Champagne mode. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk like this until like I need to change it because I don't know. It's just kind of fun for some reason.
Fair enough.
Where
All
are
right.
we at?
I don't know. I asked you that.
Well, I told you and you didn't listen to me. So
I
think we're right there.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I guess that's Ian. Oh, well, thank you, but if you intend to try helping me, I'm not sure giving me a loaf of bread would cut it. I'm doing some crazy things lately.
Who do you think I am? Peter Malark? What a loser. You're delusional.
What is he saying? If you intend to try helping me, giving a loaf... Huh? What did she say? Why is he saying loaf of bread? What's this about?
She's just saying she wants to help him. He just assumes that means a loaf of bread for some reason because he's a little delusional.
Peter Malark. Yep. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
She's laying it on thick. Holy cow.
I know.
Where is this coming from all out of nowhere? Has
You're-
she never, like, gotten close to him because he always, like, avoids her like the plague?
Probably.
She's never had a chance to have a conversation. She's like, I want to make this count because he's never going to speak to me again.
Yeah.
Luckily, she's got a clone who's actually, like, more willing to listen.
Okay, he's like, am I understanding why Champagne does Champagne?
It is kind of fun to just talk like this. I don't know.
Father Lelia.
What?
Father Lelia, I guess.
Okay, whatever that means. I know, you're very brave, she told him kindly. Ian shot her a look that clearly said, "Seriously, will you quit this? I mean, seriously, will you quit this?" She continued speaking anyway after a moment. "I'm not kidding. You're not like other guys."
Okay. I appreciate you trying to be nice, but I'm so used to receiving insults. All these compliments are slightly unnerving. Please carry on.
Who speaks like that?
I don't know.
That is the
Ian
worst.
replied, becoming more and more uncomfortable. He was being put more on his guard the more they talked. I don't know why that sentence made me struggle. He didn't like the fact that she specifically seemed to be trying to lower his guard. What? Is that what's happening?
I'm sorry, but we can change that.
What do you mean we? You and who? My other clone?
You. Any changes with your perception of kindness are What the heck am I saying?
I don't know.
Any changes with your perception
Your
of...
perspiration?
I literally can't talk right now. It's just because you're too attractive. It's clouding my mind right now. I'm sorry. Let me just have a little cleanse, okay? Any changes with your perception of kindness are obviously going to involve you, she joked.
You're but delusional. I don't remember asking for any help with this. I must have signed up in my sleep.
Come on, you've been starved for affection for all
This is
these
crossing a
years.
line that I didn't
She
know it could cross.
trying to reach for his arm.
I'm confused and concerned. Let me just, pull the brakes a little bit.
Ian pulled away, unsure of her intentions. He gave her a confused look. When she smiled, trying again, Ian stopped walking abruptly and turned to face her. I love how in every book you write, there's just like countless girls just hitting on you all the time.
I'm not
And you
sure
have to reject
what my
them all 'cause
past
you
self
hate
was
women.
thinking about. This is odd.
It's a little weird.
I was getting off of the previous rejections, and I was like, oh, I need a chance to reject someone else, obviously, to get even, make myself feel better, because nobody actually likes me in real life.
Which one of us is the narcissist? Thor, Mr. I write about so many girls fawning over me.
Obviously, Thor's a narcissist as well, but he started to get over it.
It's true.
Because remember in the first movie?
Yeah, he was
Another!
He was much.
Okay, where are we again? I lost my
Why does
place.
Odin have two extremely narcissistic,
they are princes of, like, an advanced civilization. I don't know.
Doesn't mean you have to be a narcissist.
I mean, he could have raised them better, yeah, for sure, but...
Frigga,
yeah.
you did a wonderful job. We love you. But Odin, get it together, man.
Yep. Okay. Look, I see, I think I can see what you're trying to do here, and I appreciate the effort. But, I'm
Stroke my
sorry,
ego
I
a
just
little more.
can't allow this. I'm too great for you. This is an awful time. We're about to start a revolution against a dragon, I'm about to go away for a while, and there's still a chance that, well, I mean, I guess I've cloned myself so I can still be with you, and I can hang out with you too, but...
What?
There's
But
still
I want both of you. One
You
of
want
is not
both of
enough. Ian
This
cannot
is
have
not-
one.
What?
No, she doesn't get one. I want the edgy you, and I want this weird pompous you. I want them both.
I think that might defy the laws of marriage or something.
But if you're the same person...
This is
Duh.
something I did not think about, and I don't know if I want to think about it. I need some time to think for myself here.
Well, I want to have you both, so you're just gonna deal with that. Okay.
Bro! So she says what?
What?
Listen to Narble, the wizard, and me tomorrow. We'll explain the revolution thing. We have to see what happens later.
Oh, okay. And the rumors about you and Ia, they were true, and you lied saying they weren't?
Well, they were true about my clone, but I'm a different person, so I don't know anymore.
Sounds likely.
Sorry, I don't know where this is coming
Excuse
from.
That is so rude.
Well, actually, I lied to myself. I didn't know that they weren't true, but they are. I'm sorry, and until there's no possible way I can save her, I'm not gonna give up on her until she's safe.
She's probably already dead.
You're right. I mean, no, she's not. I know it. I feel it. Ian insisted sadly, turning and beginning to walk away. Oh, it was supposed to be a sad and heartfelt scene, but oops. I'm having my own fun. She followed, but there was a long pause before she spoke again.
You're really in love with her, aren't you? She asked finally. Ian sighed, wishing
We've
to end the
completely
conversation.
changed how the scene was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like, oh, you're really in love with her, aren't you? But we're like,
You're
really in love with her!
with her!
Oh my gosh, I hate you!
What about me?
Bro! Everyone's so entitled and terrible. Yes! I'm sorry! Find another guy!
Oh, she's very
my clone.
lucky. She sighed. Ian gave her an empathetic look. But I understand.
I've never spoken to you before. You can't be missing out all that much.
But I'm the greatest, and so I feel like.
Well, I'm the greatest too. No way.
Well, then why can't we be the greatest together?
Because
Why
we
are you
have to
settling
fight
for-
each other
Yeah.
for it. The honor of being the best.
Fight yourself. Then you don't have to have a weird.
There
threesome.
can only be one.
Yeah.
You said you wanted both of us, though. Why do you want us dead now?
Well, because if you don't want to be in this relationship, that would just make things really difficult. So just like fight yourself to the death, and I'll take whichever one of you is left. Okay.
And you're gonna take advantage of the fact that I'm too tired to, like, pull myself together after the end of it?
Yeah. Come to my white van. I have candy.
Oh no! I'm very concerned about every character in this entire thing. Yandere Champagne.
Oh no!
The worst version of Aowen. You're right.
Oh jeez.
It kind of is like Aowen, just way more overt and kind of, I guess, violent in this interpretation.
Yeah. But I understand. Don't worry. You'll let me know if you ever give up on her, won't you? The girl asked.
Wait, she said
Ian
that?
sadly. She did.
Oh, I thought you were improving.
No, she said that.
That's hilarious. The inside, sadly. We'll see, but I still don't even know you. Oh, I know who this is based off now.
Who?
What? Like, do you remember
Wait,
the
but I
story with
thought-
that line, the I don't even know you?
Oh! Funny.
I didn't know the person, obviously, so it
I'm
wasn't that interesting a story.
Champagne. She introduced herself.
Also, wow. Yeah, Asa.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say,
Bruh.
is that what?
She's Champagne. Forget it. Mhm.
Okay, that's weird. I don't know why that
It is.
happened.
I'm confused.
You split your love interest into two people.
No wonder there's multiple people now.
Oh, yeah. Ian nodded silently, keeping his gaze fixed on the
First draft. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the plan was. Figa figa blah?
For Youngie.
First
Keeping his
Youngie.
gaze fixed on the first hints of sunrise on the horizon. After a moment, Champagne sighed again. I guess I'll see you around, she decided, starting to walk back towards the rest of the group. Ian stared at her, fighting tears. Why? Okay.
I don't know.
The encounter
He
had
has
brought up
clearly
painful
been-
memories
yeah.
and had made new ones.
But-
that was a new painful
Yes,
memory.
he's gonna have trauma about that
Yikes.
conversation for ages.
Ian had
because of the
hoped
snoring
not
child
to hurt
on
her
his back.
feelings too badly. He definitely hadn't handled the situation very well.
It's me reliving my trauma
Yikes.
from when I had to reject someone I didn't know, and I was like, "Why are you asking me? I don't even know who you are. What? This is
Well,
weird." And then she like
imagine
left, and I
being
felt bad, and I was like, "Oh no,
such
what would
a-
I do if I had to live the experience again?" So that's why I wrote this scene, I guess.
Yeah, imagine
Weird.
being so cool that you get asked out by people you don't even know and you have to just reject them and you're like, I don't even know you. Imagine like being that cool. That could never be me.
I
I'm
mean,
just-
it isn't me. I don't know why it happened. I don't know what that
I am
person.
simply the overshadowed younger sibling who will have a villain arc. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm really sorry.
Well, I'm going to be the future king of Asgard. So, I mean, I'm the future king of Asgard. You're just the
Going
future.
to be the future. What are you right now?
Shut up, Loki.
No, I don't want to. Shut up. My hand is really warm. Ah! Ew! You are too warm. Stop it. Bad.
I am warmer than you, brother.
Yes,
Female
there's
brother.
a reason for that. Did father ever tell you that I'm not?
That you're cool. Yeah,
See, I'm cooler than you.
you're frosty.
Don't call me Frosty.
Can I call you Big Brother? Because you're a child.
It might be okay, but I do look a little taller than you right now.
It's the chair.
Well, you're the one who gave me this chair, so.
That I did
Hey,
because.
there's another chair that you could give me. It's called the throne.
why do we always slip into
I
Loki
don't
and
know.
Thor?
It's fun.
It is fun. Oh, my spine, it breaks.
Oh, okay. I can take this off.
If I'm paralyzed, you
Hey,
could give me a
hey,
wheelchair.
Father, guess what?
What?
Look, I'm mischief right now, but look, I'm double mischief.
Why am I not surprised?
Keep it really warm in your room.
I mean, the computer and our bodies heated up.
I am pretty hot, I know.
You just said you were cool, though.
I can be both.
Okay. I wonder how many people know the Champagne reference. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Maybe some of them. Off topic. Do you like Over the Garden Wall? I have
haven't
watched it.
seen it.
Yeah, I've watched it. I wasn't all that thrilled with it, so I mean, I'm Ambivalent, leaning towards didn't like it. McKay hasn't seen it yet.
I have no opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Alright, where are we? Who are we? Are we alive? I don't know. Hoped he didn't hurt her feelings too badly. He definitely hadn't handled the situation very well. He growled at himself mentally. Never liking to hurt people if it could be avoided. He shook his head and decided to go divert his attention with something more important. He hiked over to Yalwak and motioned to the slightly brightening sky as he spoke.
Oh, which Ian is this? Are we back to emo one?
Frankly, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. Do we want to go with the vibey one or the? I think the canon one is supposed to be edgy. So
okay.
You can just
who's
go
he
back
speaking
to edgy man.
Is someone you voice? So it
He's
would make
speaking to
sense
Yalwak.
Okay, so I'll do it then. Looks like you'll have to find shelter fast. Ian noted. Yalwak nodded grimly.
We may need your help, unless you have only brought us out here to die, after all,
He replied.
No.
He's very trusting.
Of course not. You're our new friends. If we had wanted you dead, we wouldn't have spared you back at the valley, Ian pointed out. We literally threatened to kill you, but, you know. I know where several old... I almost read that as cave trolls. Troll caves are in the woods around the village. Do you think you could be safe there until later?
I believe so, but I think we would rather be together while we wait for future instruction. I know that several of my children are already restless and would get the wrong idea if we were all separated and put in different distant caves.
I see. Well, I believe my cave home would be sufficient to come be a caveman with me. There are dense trees
You want to
nearby.
be a roommate with a troll.
That could easily shade you, and my house could shelter several more. He has a big cave.
Apparently.
I'll lead you all there as soon as we reach the village.
I feel a sneeze coming on. I don't think it's going to give up on me, though.
Thank you, Ian. Yalwak smiled. You are most kind to let us take your dwelling.
You're welcome to it. It used to be a troll's cave when I first started living there, so I suppose it's only fair that you take it back, Ian joked with a grin. Ian then noticed that the horizon was quickly turning from dark purple to pink. I'll go see if from dark purple to champagne. I'll go see if the wizard can summon some.
The champagne is not another shade of...
It's
pink.
pinkish.
Is that even a color, though? I didn't think
Yeah.
champagne was a color.
Yeah, champagne's a color.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. I've never heard it referred to as a color.
Champagne.
I've only ever heard of it in
color.
relation to a drink.
See, it's like a very light pink.
That looks white to me. Or like
Well, it
red
can be
or
like more yellowy,
goldish.
but it can also be more pink.
Okay.
See, there's like that kind of champagne,
Sure.
and then there's that kind of champagne.
Okay.
Anyway. Very sad. Anyway.
Very sad.
Where the frick? Where the frick? Where the frick? Oh.
Where the frick?
I'll go see if the wizard can summon some clouds to protect you on the way there, Ian decided, slowing down to
Poor
let the
wizard.
line of trolls pass him.
Already
Soon
summoned
the
a
wizard
hunk of
caught
meat.
up to
He's
him.
probably so tired.
The wizard is a freaking creep. He can chill.
Good morning, Ian. The wizard yawned. Rough night, eh? The sun shines on us again.
Yes, but a new sun is rising, and I'm not sure if... Is it a red one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if we can reach
So it's
shelter
been
in
spilled
time
this
to shield the trolls from that troll's head is where that's spelled. Can you conjure some clouds to block the sun? Ian asked. The wizard sighed in exhaustion.
Ah,
You're
nobody
so
is helping me. Yes, but... Oh, I was reading your line, sorry. Ian, I wore myself out summoning so many slabs of meat for those hungry trolls, and healing one with a broken skull. I'm not sure I have the strength to do any more magic. I mean, I might have been able to if I weren't wounded, the wizard thought aloud, feeling his neck. Why don't you try it? He challenged. Excuse me? He almost fainted trying to, summon a match. You're flying through my training faster than I've even thought possible. Of course, main character chosen one energy.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you give it a shot? Yes, the worst that could possibly happen is you use a spell that's too powerful and it saps all your energy and you just straight up die. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
Or, even worse, you summon a super powerful lightning storm and it kills us all with zapping, zapping, death, death.
Zapping, death, zest. It's like a very fancy spice.
Zappy, zappy, death, zest. Oh boy.
Yeah, McKay equals mischief squared. Watching it would make good content, McKay. It's short and sweet.
Well, if Ethan's already seen it, then that would be difficult
I wouldn't
to make
have
a
very
video.
good reactions.
Yeah.
I would just be kind of like, yeah, I've already seen it. Here's my critical opinion. I thought I was having a fever dream trip.
Fever dream trip.
Yep.
You haven't taught me how to do puffs of smoke yet.
Just fire and a little bit of levitation, remember?
Ian is just a less enthusiastic champagne.
I was gonna say that it's like it's kind of the same like cadence to
yeah.
it and like not caring about life.
Yep.
He's in love
I
with
don't
himself.
really. No, he's not in love with that girl yet. Doesn't even know
Yet?
her. I hope not. I hope he doesn't just bail on Ia. That would be really rude. I don't really need to tell you how to do everything, do I? Just think of things in common between all the things you've had to do in order to use magic so far, the wizard
The
grinned.
heck? Kind of teaching
Ian
magic
stared
is-
blatantly. So, he's just like, you don't need training, just try to figure it out, you'll be fine, yeah.
That is exactly what my mother told me when she was teaching me magic.
For sure.
She said, think of all the things in common between all the things you've had to do in order to use magic. And I was like, oh.
That's
I
how
can do
Sylvie
that.
figured out enchantment.
Oh yeah, she thought of all the things in common between all the things she's had to do in order to use.
This is the worst wizard training ever. Ever. Hands down. Worst wizard mentor ever.
Just think and you will do it.
Yeah, just, guess, figure it out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen with messing with magic without knowing how to use magic? It's not like that's the premise for, like, all kinds of things going wrong.
Yeah,
in
you're
every
definitely not
story.
gonna blow up.
Yeah,
things.
for sure. Like, have you ever had someone, like Mickey Mouse accidentally flood a house while trying to do chores, or like, have you ever had
Neville blow up his toad's brain.
Yes. So many examples. Wizard just says try harder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so true. All right.
I'm guessing I need to concentrate, visualize what I want to happen.
Concentrate some more.
then-
Wow, it's the classic, like, every training montage ever. Just try harder.
Yep. Use your brain
Think of what you want
cells.
to happen.
Okay.
Yes, I know how to use magic, so you don't need to explain it all. I want you to try it. I'm literally just copping out. I don't want to explain it, and I don't want to give explanation for how it works
Yeah,
anymore. I'm just trying to avoid writing that scene.
Yeah.
I can hear myself saying that behind the scenes between the lines. Remember, it isn't the learning that is important, but what you do with what you've learned.
Well, how do you do anything with it if you haven't learned anything? What do you mean?
Apparently you don't need to learn it, you just do it.
Okay.
And that's how you learn.
You're
But the learning is not
crazy.
important. I don't know what's happening. I want to die. Oh wait, he's still talking?
Yeah.
Why is he still talking? Okay.
Why is he
It
still
just,
talking?
it looks like there's a break, but I guess there's not. Experiment a bit! Learn from your mistakes and your successes! Try new things! Get messy! Miss Frizzle quotes, I forget. The wizard lectured.
Alright, I get the idea. Ian cut him off in annoyance. It's just, I'm pretty tired too. I almost fainted several times.
Yeah, the wizard definitely has a better chance of actually doing things.
Yeah.
But you didn't! You're
But
stronger
you
than you think you
didn't.
are!
If you say so, Ian replied, rolling his eyes. He then closed his eyes, concentrating hard.
Why would the wizard not say, hey, use that dragon heart stone that gives you infinite energy. Just use that to cast a powerful
he's
spell.
A frickin' fart.
Like, if both of you are tired, just use the energy storage from a dragon. Like, that sounds like it would probably work out better, right? Wouldn't that be
would
so
think
smart?
so.
Did you forget that you have the frickin' magic rock that helps you do magic better?
Too bad it's not from his mother.
Oh no. Oh boy, a
Ooh,
Ligark
Ligark.
chapter! Thankfully it's not Ian and the
I was
wizard.
getting real tired of them.
Oh, me too. I'm not terribly excited about Ligark, but at least it's better than
yeah.
Ian and the wizard.
He's a
I
sneaky
really
boy.
wanted Clyde
This
Parker.
is my character, brother.
Your character?
Yes.
Oh, well, do you want to do the voice for him?
Well, no, but I'm just saying that he's me because he's.
Fair enough.
A
He's a
sneaky boy.
trickster. Mm-hmm.
I still imagine him as Amanda from Wizard 101.
He kind of is, yeah.
He's just like with his even the finger motions, just like his
Do
idle
not-
animation
there's no
of
joke.
like.
Yeah, you're right. Ligark skipped along the underground passages of the
He's a
mountain
jovial
happily.
man.
After spying on Tog for less than a day, he had come up with an abundance of accusations to make about him in his report to the dragon.
His poop smells funny.
Why did you go sniff his poop? Bro. The dragon would be like, well, good job being thorough, but why? You poop sniffing weirdo?
Well, because Ligark is just so far up people's butts.
Only up the dragon's butt.
Your poop smells fine, Your Majesty.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot coming from you, dear Mander boy. Alright. And the beauty was that none of them were even lies. True as it was that several of them stretched the truth slightly, Tog had obviously been up to no good. Ligark dawdled for a moment at the entrance to the mountain, staring at the sunrise far in the distance. The sight filled him with joy, and he continued to dance towards the dragon's chamber with giddy excitement. He stepped into the chamber, a genuine happiness about him, and found that the dragon was already facing his direction, but was asleep. With every great breath, fire blasted from his nostrils, and his spiny tail twitched in agitation. Ligark smiled, hardly able to contain himself as he waited for the dragon to wake. He sat down and began twiddling his thumbs. After several moments, however, Ligark realized that he hated being patient, so he took a small bronze coin from his pocket, fingered it mischievously, then threw it as hard as he could. It sailed above the dragon and landed far on the other side of the stone chamber with a noticeable enough sound to make the dragon suddenly jerk his head up and leap to his feet, snarling at the spot on the floor where the coin had landed.
Jeez.
The dragon growled, stalking the spot suspiciously. But even his sharp dragon eyes could not find the small, dull coin, which was a similar color to the stone blocks that formed the floor of the chamber. I thought he threw it onto a pile of gold coins. Did Rebecca move all of the coins or something? I don't know. Whatever. Ligark stood quietly and walked to the door, opening it as noisily as he could, and pretending to have just walked in. The dragon whirled, roaring at Ligark, who was blown backward by the intensity. Roar! Oh my! Ligark comment. What was his voice again? I know it was sleazy and stuff, but I don't know how to do surprise sleazily. Oh my! Ligark commented as the dragon realized who it was and calmed down slightly.
Could you not see that I was resting, Ligark?
The dragon asked, perturbed. Ah, when I walked in, you didn't appear to be resting, my lord, Ligark defended, closing the door behind him. The dragon snorted.
True, I suppose. But you made some sort of clanking sound before you opened the door, which woke me up.
Oh, I did? Oh, well, I'm terribly sorry if I did, my liege, Ligark apologized.
Perhaps it was not you after all. Which is lucky, because I would have roasted whoever found making that noise.
You're so dumb. I hate you. You're ugly. He's roasting him.
Yes, I don't know what kind of idiot would dare wake one as magnificent as yourself. Ligark shook his head. The dragon smiled to himself, raising his nose.
Yes, magnificence. I suppose that dream was just nonsense. I could never fall to a miserable little man.
The dragon comforted himself. Actually, dragon comforted himself.
He dragon.
Dream, your majesty? Ligark inquired. The dragon narrowed his eyes and did not answer immediately. He let loose a vicious growl from deep in his throat. I suppose I should ask Rebecca if dreams have any meaning. Wait, oh, that's the dragon talking, sorry.
I suppose I should ask Rebecca if dreams have any meaning. This one was more vivid than most.
Oh, I can ask him for you if you want. I'm heading down there as soon as I finish speaking to you.
No,
He was more nasally, wasn't he?
Maybe. I don't
I'm
know.
being
I don't remember.
weirdly nitpicky.
I really don't remember. It's hard to keep a voice consistent when
like
I
he
do
was
them.
more like, you know,
Sure.
sneaky boy.
Okay, I will try to implement that in his next line. What?
I will try to implement that in his next line. EJ.exe has accepted this command.
my settings have been altered. I accept this. These parameters shall be reflected.
Activating instant kill.
Oh no! I don't want to kill anybody. What am I doing? Oh, okay.
No, well, very well, but you must not tell anyone else. Understood?
The dragon growled. Ligark nodded. The dragon sighed, smoke billowing from his nose as he bowed his head.
I dreamed of my own death by a puny human.
Puny god.
He was different than most, but he was still puny. I've only ever seen one person that remotely resembles him. A man from the first village I ever destroyed for rebelliousness, but they were not the same person. I do not understand the dream. There was an army fighting someone nearby, and I could smell blood and fire.
The dragon shuddered, eyes closed.
That is all I remember.
I see. I'll be sure to ask Rebecca, Ligark assured the dragon.
Good.
The dragon muttered, staring off into space. Would you like to hear my report on Tog? Ligark asked tentatively. The dragon looked up.
Tog, I remember him. Yes, please report on that.
Well, you told me to report anything questionable. I've seen him commit some crimes that aren't even in the realm of doubt, Ligark exclaimed, unrolling a long scroll of parchment dramatically and clearing his throat. I watched him steal a knife from the blacksmith without even asking. I saw him leaving his duties multiple times to do various things that appeared mildly suspicious.
Suspicious? In what way?
The dragon interrupted. Ligark paused, making a show of looking farther down the parchment, searching for a note. According to the notes I took, I followed him as closely as I could without alerting him to my presence, but was unable to hear everything he said in his conversations. But I heard enough to make me concerned. Here is all I could hear. Hey there. Hello. How am I gonna do voices in a voice? What am I doing?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna read it. Hey there. Hello, Tog. What are you doing off duty? That isn't important. I have to talk to you about something really important. Ligark looked up. I then was unable to hear the rest of that conversation because of the blacksmith beginning to bang on a piece of metal, but I think Tog was having the same conversation over and over again, because from my other notes, what he says overlaps. I think he was trying to convince a bunch of goblins to listen to what he was saying. He was putting together a team of some sort.
The Avengers?
Some agreed, some disagreed. Here is a part of a different conversation he had. Hopefully more important than your food troubles again. Oh yes. Sorry, this is the worst report ever. Just saying, like, just snippets of just give the summary.
Yeah.
How is this gonna help him? I don't even know what's happening. Who's speaking to each other? Hopefully more important than your food troubles again. Oh yeah, sorry for getting you in trouble with that. No, really, I'm sorry. Hey, it isn't my fault that the dragon doesn't give us enough to eat. But you're not supposed to just steal more. You can't just do whatever you want, Tog. I know. Or I guess Tog was chubby.
I know, but I need your help to do things that need to be done for the good of us all.
Like what? What are you trying to get me to do this time?
Well, you know what the dragon's got blank recently? Well, because that messenger, I mean, honestly, it's a reign of terror. It's gotta stop or we'll all pay.
Ligark trailed off. I only heard nonsensical bits and pieces after that point because they started walking away and I was having trouble following them because there were a bunch of trolls walking past and I was having a hard time staying out of their way. That's the third time in like 2 sentences that you said you had a hard time, but alright.
Hard times.
But I think it's clear what he was trying to do. He was trying to assassinate me because he thinks I'm a psycho. And from my notes, he's willing to give his life to rid the mountain of me, Ligart concluded. The dragon's eyes were alight with a fiery hatred. That's it! The dragon roared triumphantly, stomping his metal foot on the ground. He breathed fire into the air in anger, beginning to pace back and forth in the chamber. This explains everything. Tog has been behind this all along, since the very beginning. No, Ligart, he doesn't want you. He is talking about me. Tog thinks I mistreat the goblins, and don't feed those selfish pigs enough. Tog thinks the mountain needs to be rid of me. I see how it is. I see it all. My dream foretold that someone would rise up against me. But I have now overcome it, because it warned me. I know who has been enchanting me and making me old. I know who has been trying to stir up disloyalty in my mountain. I know who has been spreading rumors and causing problems. I am going on a long monologue. It is all part of his diabolical scheme. He is a mastermind. Forget his other crimes about stealing knives. Tog means to turn my own army against me. Tog is in league with that wizard who must have snuck him some magic casting instructions hidden in that treasure.
He gives really bad instructions, so like I wouldn't help him.
You're right. There is no greater disloyalty. Tog! Oh, Tog! The dragon roared, working himself into a frenzy. Ligart, you may have just saved everything, thanks to your outstanding spy work. Schedule a public execution today and make sure Tog is immediately apprehended with as much security as can be spared. I don't know what kind of magic he's capable of, but make sure he doesn't use it. Make sure that everyone, the mountain, attends his execution. I want to make an example of what happens to those who oppose me. There will be blood tonight! The dragon cackled, taking flight in maniacal ecstasy. Okay, apparently it's a tall chamber.
Okay.
Ligark was utterly dumbfounded by his sudden explosion of emotion, but he was pleased with it, even though he didn't understand or intend for it. Yes, Your Majesty. Do you want to hear my last report from Rebecca? Who cares what Rebecca has found or didn't find? I found the real cause of my problems. Oh, I feel like a youngster again! The dragon roared happily, flying high above, blowing fire. I guess I'm off to Rebecca then, Ligark yelled, then leaving the chamber. He smiled broadly upon closing the door behind him. What the heck just happened? Ligark asked aloud. I don't know, Self. Maybe your genius is just more extensive than you thought, he answered happily, then skipping down the hall to go put the dragon's orders into effect. Rebecca just happened to be walking past and Ligark ground to a halt. Oh, frick, I don't remember Rebecca's voice at all.
Old goblin. I don't
Old
remember.
goblin. I know it was different than the wizard, but my inclination is just to do the wizard voice. Creativity is escaping me.
Oh, Ligark, the whole mountain shook and I thought you got barbecued when you told him my message. What happened? Rebecca asked.
Oh, well, I never even got a chance to tell him that you finished searching the treasure but hadn't found or destroyed the item. The conversation went elsewhere, and now the dragon is convinced that he found the true causes of his unnatural aging. And frankly, I agree. Did I ever tell you that Tog had dabbled in dark magic back when we were best friends?
Ligark lied.
What? You mean Tog is the one who...
Rebecca sputtered, shocked.
That is what the dragon thinks,
Ligark replied, feigning sadness.
Well, why couldn't the dragon have figured that out if it was... what? Why couldn't the dragon have figured out that it was really somehow a goody-two-shoes goblin before I wasted my time on the useless venture of sifting through 1 billion pieces of gold?
Rebecca yelled. That's kind of a funny response. Rebecca's just done with life. He does not care.
Poor Rebecca.
Oh, come on. Back to the wizard.
No,
I
Clyde
freaking
Parker.
don't care about the wizard. We're 100 pages in.
Wow.
My voice hurts, especially after doing the dragon.
He's
Being
intense.
sick is annoying. Yeah, the dragon really, he tries hard. I don't think I did it even justice that time, but I was doing my best. I require water.
Oi.
What do you think? Do we want to keep going?
I don't know.
Do we want to call it there?
I mean, if your voice is going to die, I'm fine with stopping, but I don't know, it's up to you.
I mean, I don't remember, honestly, what more there's gonna be. Like,
how many pages were there in this? I forgot.
I don't know. Apparently...
Oh, yeah, 'cause we never knew where the notes started, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a bunch of notes. So it's probably gonna end soon of the actual stuff that's written. And then it'll just be a bunch of disjointed notes that have no real bearing. Apparently we're at page 107 of 173 right now. Let's just... maybe it'll be really obvious when it gets to the notes. I have no
I just
idea.
saw the words same men.
Same men? What did that just say? Cactopus? Oh, catapults. Catapults? Bruh. Okay, they're making catapults, I guess. Blah, blah, blah. This is advancing a lot quicker. Maybe it is notes? No, this looks like still stuff. Oh, Rebecca. Hey.
Hey, dude.
Wait,
Spoilers.
Rebecca's soothing the dragon? I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I don't care. Well, it looks like there's maybe 40 more pages of actual stuff, but my voice is kind of hurting for the night, so I think I would like to stop for the night. So, yeah,
okay.
good
Look,
stuff.
I just finished one of these boys.
Wow, Pog!
Thanks, Oligarch.
Good stuff.
Yee.
Yee. Well, yeah, thank you all for coming out to this stream. Join us next week when we continue and maybe finish, well, not finish the story, obviously, because I didn't finish the story writing it, but at least finish the part that I had finished writing. The rough draft, the part that I actually wrote. And then it just devolves into a bunch of notes and stuff, which we're not going to read because that would be boring.
Well, maybe we would want to see what happens to, like, you know, Champagne and, what is it, Clyde Parker and Nick.
I remember that, like, I had notes on, like, how it was going to lead up, and, like, the climax is going to be the whole mountain collapsing down on the dragon and stuff. Because the notes are literally so bullet pointy that it wouldn't even be interesting. It's not like reading an exciting scene. It's just...
on them.
Okay, but also I don't know what other notes there are, like, oh, love interest scenes once they save each other or whatever. That's going to be boring. I don't want to read that. That's embarrassing. Stupid love interest.
But
I may still have trouble.
no. Don't you want to know the thrilling conclusion of whatever this is? I want to know if Clyde Parker and Ia get together.
Oh no! Okay. I hope that there is another scene with them. Let's search from here and see if Tillum is ever mentioned again. Control F. Does it not let me? Oh no! Please don't tell me it's not gonna let me search because it's in that, like, oh, you can't do things because you don't have a Microsoft account.
Here? Search and document.
Maybe. Okay. There is another scene with him! Clyde Parker will return in the next exciting thing, I guess.
That'll get you hyped to come back.
Pog. Cool stuff. Let's see. Is it a long scene? No, it's not very long. Oh.
Does he have another scene or just that?
I don't know. Well, we gotta click through a bunch of them. Tell him. Clyde Parker. Oh, that's notes. Only one more scene with Clyde Parker before it becomes notes.
Don't you mean hyper-threading? We've had
hyper-threading
education because of laziness. What the heck?
Hyper-threading?
I don't know what that means.
That sounds like computer terms. Like, that's kind of stuff that I'm learning about in computer science zone. Multi-spell casting? Oh no, did I like get a complicated magic system in my head that I was gonna try to explain with the wizard just being like, oh, here's how you do advanced spellcasting with all the different scientific runes and source code of the universe, etc., etc. Oh, I'm so advanced in my... Oh, freaking...
Silver says Clyde Parker x Ian is cursed. I said Ia.
So yeah,
I didn't say Ian.
This is the level of notes that are just going to be for the rest of the thing. Apparently at page 155, it just develops into, or it devolves into nonsense. Like, multi-spellcasting? Don't you mean
mean
hyper-threat?
hyper-threading?
I don't know who's supposed to say that, what that means, what this conversation's a part of. I mean, I guess it was supposed to be some kind of scene about the wizard teaching magic and, like, I don't know. Apparently we've had to dumb
Does the
down our
wizard die?
education system because of laziness. Maybe this is supposed to be, like, talking about an allegory for the real world with dumbing down our real world education system, and I'm supposed to adapt that somehow with, like, a wizard giving a bad... Or maybe it's like when in the elves zone. I don't really know what the plan was. So yeah, that's just kind of like elves give horses. This is it's just bullet points. It wouldn't be interesting to read.
No, I think that's great. I love it.
Farther closer to dragon equals more sophisticated cities with more people. The dragon had more control.
I literally
so
want
we
to
let
look
them
through
get-
these notes because it's
I
like
would
when you
let
make
you.
weird notes.
It's just I'm scared of like, oh, what if there's gonna be a scene where it's like, oh, Ian and Ia kiss or something like
Who
that.
cares?
Because-
That's not that
no.
embarrassing.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know if it. I mean, I don't think it would get any worse than that, but it's just so cringe. I'm sure. Wait, what is the? Oh, also there. Remember how I said that after I had a lot of what am I saying? Okay.
I don't know.
So after I had been writing this for a while, and like after I'd given up and stopped doing anything with it, I had this whole story with all of my notes or whatever, and then I had, as I talked to you about, or I mentioned on the first stream, I think we started reading this. I had started to talk to Abigail. I mean, unknown mysterious
Definitely not
girlfriend
with
person.
that name.
Yeah. I had started to talk to her about this whole story and like brainstorming or whatever, and she was like, "Oh yeah," and we did like some other role play that I was like, "Oh, the other thing that we did might fit into this." Might fit into the same story because it was like D&D vibing or whatever. So I was like, oh, maybe we can use some of those ideas in this and like put them together or whatever. So I took some ideas from that and literally I didn't take the idea because I was lazy and I didn't want to actually cut it. So I literally just kind of took big conversations of text and put them in this document probably somewhere. So that's another reason why I'm scared because I don't know if there's going to be like boyfriend and girlfriend talk intermingled with like actual story notes. I don't know what's going to be in there. So I would want to screen it before I like show it off. But I mean, even then, what's the worst that could happen? It was probably early in the relationship, so it's not like it's not going to be anything more than just like, oh, haha, you are cool, I like you.
Oh, girlfriend.
Wow, imagine I don't have a girlfriend.
Well, I have never had boyfriend, so you are a step ahead of me.
Fair enough. Anyway, so yeah, it's probably not going to be that bad, but that's one reason why I would be hesitant to show it. But it's not going to be anything all that interesting. We have time. Hug, sigh, hug back. What a shorthand scene. Oh boy.
Hug, sigh,
I wonder
hug
what
back.
this scene is about. Okay. Oh, apparently this is a long scene? If you escape, I'll be killed. Aha! So who is the real prisoner here? What? Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out with Big Brain.
Big brain time.
Dragon uses Ia to force Wizard to tell him how to turn young again.
Okay.
The imprint of the cursed item is in his footprint. The dragon has the life-sapping cursed item on his foot, but he is insulated from it, and he's using it to instantly kill people with his touch. Okay. If you say so. Anyway. I'm about to get out of this cage one way or another. Oh, so this is Ia saying, haha, who's the real prisoner here, Ian? If you escape, I don't know what's happening. I'll be forced to meticulously follow every order given to you, and then even then there's no guarantee he won't kill you. Who's? Oh! Ia was gonna talk to Ligark!
Ooh,
oh, this is Ia talking to Ligark! Ligark saying, if you escape, I'll be killed. Aha, so who's the real prisoner here? What do you mean? I'm about to get out
of this cage one way or another, and I'll be free from everything. But you will still be forced to meticulously follow every order given to you, and even then there's no guarantee that he won't kill you.
I then refuse to let the dragon know that he escaped, but instead take care of myself with a fake order from the dragon. Ian and Ia take a detour right into the dragon's lair. Good job, boys!
Nice.
Ian comes in. Yeah. He says, yeah.
Ian.
Ian, yeah. Hug/spin her around happily. Doubts.
That's washing away with tears.
Okay, interesting. I have missed you so much.
You too.
Wow! Okay. What happened? Are you alright?
Just a life-changing injury that made me deaf in one ear and permanently uncoordinated.
I'm sorry to hear that. I've had several injuries of myself of my own in the past. Ian replied sadly. Yeah, don't way to relate by
I
dwarfing
too
her.
am wounded.
Touching the scar on his face. Ah!
Oh.
I don't really think of them much until someone else reminds me of them. They're kind of a part of me now, and I don't think they're of them very often anymore. Don't worry, yours will heal. How have you been?
Well, I mean, yours is just a scar on your face. Hers is actual brain damage.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
I have lots
Well,
to tell
I mean,
you.
the wizard probably at this point has done many more things to him, because I assume this is after
True.
the wizard's taught him magic and done some other freaking dumb stuff.
I have a lot to tell you.
I have a lot to tell you as well. I took a challenge.
I knew you would. Puts hand on rough cheek.
Rough cheek.
Because of grime and scars that riddled his face.
Good job. What did
wait.
he do? Take a grenade to the face?
What, is he speaking? Time is short, Ia?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, well,
yeah.
somehow that switched.
Yeah, I'm bad. I literally can't edit if I want to, because don't have a Microsoft account.
There's no time like the present for any and everything, she teased.
That's a lot of things. That's a lot of things.
Jeez, wow.
Not true.
We have time.
Hug, sigh, hug back.
I
I should have said it before, but I didn't know myself. So yeah, this is obviously when they're saving her from at the mountain or whatever and all that, but it's not very well thought out, I'm sure. And then there's more disorganized notes that happen later and before. Bruh, what? What is happening?
Family, they lead to destruction.
Oh, do they now? Okay. They don't lead to destruction, you freaking moron.
Freaking plagiarism.
Yeah. What? I heard it on a movie somewhere. Oh boy. This is a long note scene thing. Oh wait,
you love
dragon
others if you don't
smells
love yourself?
scent. Ian scent on Ia as she's glaring at him.
Is he invisible right now? What is going on?
Probably, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Interruption! Interruption!
Interruption!
While the dragon begins searching for Ian, Ia goes to him and they try to escape, but then the dragon stumbles upon Ian, who is trying to shield Ia from the dragon's gaze with his body. That doesn't sound smart. They can both be seen, obviously. Oh, okay.
I just want to mate.
What? No.
A mate. A mate.
Being a king is not about ordering around servants, about wisely and bettering your kingdom. Whoa, how about I lead my goblin army and rid the kingdom of you to bring peace to my land? Your army? Oops. What? Oh, wait, so Ian's like, your army? But actually the goblins are on our side now. And then he's like, oops, I shouldn't have said that. I am Hagrid. If I can't have them, no one can. Kill them before they escape. Oh, no. Wait.
I'd rather have someone break every one of my ribs one by one than ever have sort of romantic relationship.
Freaking what?
I don't like it. I'm not comfortable with it.
Oh, you know,
I'm perfectly fine without romance.
Honestly? That's funny. I think I remember that the end game was supposed to have Ian just be so traumatized that he walked off on the sunset and didn't actually, like, have a relationship at the end, I think.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it was his choice.
Have fun being traumatized by girls for the rest of your life.
I think
sir.
he adopted Seventhea and some other kid though, and was like,
man-child.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
Thank you for looking after me, father. It's okay, son.
He was like a father to me. I loved him like a son.
Yeah, I think he just like took down. He like used some freaking stupid magic stuff, and the dragon had been so like careless in his over mining of the mountain or whatever to make more rooms and stuff, and the goblins were like, hey, we kind of like, we're experts at this whole tunnel mining thing. We can tell you're kind of like going a little too far and undermining the structural integrity of the mountain. And the dragon's like, keep going, and they're like, okay, don't burn us, please. And the mountain was kind of like cracking, and then Ian's just like, I see cracking. So he's like, magic, and then the mountain go crush, and then the dragon goes squish, and then they have to dig their way out. It's basically the same scene from
Peter. Come on, Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much. It was the same scene as the 11-year-old Evan crawling his way out of the rubble from the underground Camelot. What was it called? Trashnaflas? The underground city or whatever. The exact same thing as that. I just decided, you know what, like, my 11-year-old story was dumb. I'm going to adapt that idea into my 16-year-old story and make it better. And then I didn't actually make it. But yeah, that was supposed to be the plan. And obviously there was supposed to be a lot more stuff in between as they visit different towns and like see different cultures and walks of life. And it was all supposed to be like cultural, political allegories and stuff, which is why they was talking about, education systems, and like there was going to be different towns with like different points of view, and logic and facts and justice was going to be spread to everywhere. And
Oh boy.
it's supposed to be stupid and preachy, and I hate every bit of it. Yeah. And I'm sure there's some good stuff. Wizard Left Behind. I'm sure I know what that is.
F in the chat.
F in the chat. Yeah, the Brazers. What?
What?
I don't know. Dreams, nightmares. Oh boy. Wizard
boy.
returns. He doesn't good with celebration after success. So they break out the ale. Oh boy. Crazy with drinking. I love it.
Not tea.
Not tea. Where's the last place?
Okay, so
Terces can see. You can see?
Who is Terces?
I
Why
don't
can he
know.
see?
I don't know. Oh. Because someone's blind, I guess. Maybe he's... Oh, he's blind, but he's the only one who can see something about something else.
Something about something
I
else.
don't know. So I guess there's like 50 more pages that we have, but how many of them are worth reading? I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yep. I mean, obviously, only the part with Clyde Barker. But yeah, this is the story. It's a fun time. Thank you for joining us this journey together, and I guess we'll probably maybe wrap it up next time. But I guess we'll see.
How much should we get through?
Yep.
We'll see.
Well, I gotta end next week's stream before 11 because I gotta do something at 11 p.m.
11 p.m. Why?
We're starting another manhunt, and it's got to happen late at night because that's when fewer people are getting on, and it makes it easier for us to get on the same server together.
Okay.
Because Sea of Thieves is stupid and doesn't give you an easy way to get on the same server together.
I see.
Yep. So, yep, we're gonna be doing that at like 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. and it'll be fun. But that's why we're doing it on a Friday night so that I can sleep in on Saturday and recover. Yeah.
I just think it's funny to look at notes with random little short sentences like that you have no idea what it means.
I mean, if we want to check out some of this other dumb stuff, let's see, whatever new book ideas. I mean, I'm never gonna actually do them, but I mean, I am curious, and whatever this is, and let's see, what other dumb notes do I have?
That was
autobiography.
Oh.
What clone? What?
Remember there was like a clone boy? It's Ian and his clone.
You're right. The quest again. Gotta love having a duplicate of the same thing. Let's check out new book ideas. I'm gonna...
Bottlopolis.
That's the entire idea. Bottleopolis genies.
What is Bottleopolis?
Off to a great start. Right. Helpful book of wisdom and stuff. That is my $1 million idea. I'm gonna be a great writer, guys. I'm going to write a helpful book of wisdom and stuff. No idea what the other stuff is, but
please name that the title. Helpful book.
I am such a freaking writer. There once was a town in which words were forbidden. No one read, no one wrote, no one spoke. No one could communicate or express themselves with more than a grunt and a few gestures. Cavemen. Interesting idea.
Head out. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right.
Enjoyed
See ya.
Okay,
we're gonna just look through this real quick. It's not a very long document. I'm sure there are more ideas that I have. They're just not in this document. So we'll just see what's here. Book of literature with lunatic crime guy. Allegory of Obama. What?
Why?
I don't know. What does it mean? Lunatic crime.
Wait, so the crime guy is Obama?
I don't know! Well, let's see, when was this written? Hang on.
No.
Get info. Let's see, when was this last touched or created? 2013. Both created and not touched again in 2013. Okay.
You knew so much about politics as a 16-year-old.
I knew so much. I wrote, you knew about the Sometime Before Obama song, which is a parody of the Sometime, or Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
I do vaguely remember that.
Our parents laughed at that. They thought that was funny, but I don't know where that is, so I can't sing it here. Also, people who are Democrats would probably crucify me or something.
I was a literal child when Obama was president, so I have zero opinion whatsoever.
I don't remember anything. I didn't have an opinion of my own. I was young at the time.
Yeah.
Let's see. If man hadn't fallen until now, story Everyone too happy.
Too happy.
What?
One person's
Is this
sins
like
must pay for
the
crimes
fall
of death.
happens in the modern day
Chained
instead
and
of...
stuck, about to be blasted. Someone stands in front, says he will take on the punishment instead for them. So they'll be
Okay,
innocent,
once again,
blasted
more
to
obvious
death.
Christ's
And the other
imaging.
unchained said
Dead
innocent.
reanimated. What?
What?
Machine tests what you know. Not. Is this multiple story ideas or is
I
this
don't
all
know
one? I
what
thought
is
that these
happening.
separators would make it different idea. You are the main character. Ooh, the reader is the main character. Interesting.
Ever since you were 5, your little head bobbing about at knee level.
You have known this weird guy.
Oh
Oh boy, off to a
It's
great
Wizard.
start. Calls you over, though you don't usually associate yourself with this weird guy.
He is the wizard.
He believes in magic and
Oh
stuff.
no.
I
Books
think
cannot care for your pain.
I think this is probably a different story idea than whatever this is. Wait, no,
This is
never
so
mind. I don't know.
strange.
The books cannot care for your pain, only that of their characters. Oh, wait. Hold up. Okay, is this a book about writing a book where the characters are actually alive, and then they realize they're alive, and they're like, oh no, we're angry at the people who are writing the book, and then the people who are writing the book are like, and then like, I don't know, and then I don't know. It's weird and meta. I think that's the idea. I have a vague memory of it, but I'm
I've
too
thought
lazy to
about
actually
writing
read
something
this.
like that before, and I was like, that's a little much for me.
Was that like the storyteller's idea? Or something different?
No, it was kind of like I thought about what would happen if like
Amnesia
the characters...
story of genius logical man. This is basically the summary of every character that we've read with me so far.
Yeah.
I need to stop putting self-insert ones, because the characters that I actually wrote that had creativity and interest, like Ligark and Clyde Parker, and those characters are interesting and like they're varied and they have motivations and stuff. They're actually interesting to read, and you can kind of believe that they're real creatures.
Yeah.
Whereas the main characters are just freaking obviously Mary Sue people. So I need to stop thinking I'm great. I'm a narcissist, I guess. I don't know. Or I
Well,
was.
I'm gobsmacked, baffled, brain boggled, and everything in between.
Is that something I... What? What does that mean? Someone is trying to kill me. Luckily, I used to be very planned ahead. And I wrote a journal specifically in case of amnesia. What? Wife and kids think I'm just confused with an amnesia recovery. I don't want to scare them with the real reason I feared to turn around.
Okay.
He had a backup plan in case he got
Is this
amnesia?
supposed to say chemo as in like chemotherapy? Because that's not how that spells.
Probably. I was your wife!
Your wife!
Oh, okay, so he had amnesia and he like has to deal with the fact that he doesn't remember his 15 years of his life, and he's like, oh, I have a wife and children? Oh man, well, I guess I have to, try to love them and pretend. I don't know. But there's also someone. Oh, he has like a dark past that he has to figure out, what happened or something. That's an interesting idea.
Interesting.
I do like that idea. I've thought about that like several times after this
That's
idea,
cool.
and I have other notes about it, I'm sure, elsewhere. I just don't know where they are. But whatever this is, I'm too lazy to read it. Oh, and that's all.
Jana says that last one's actually pretty good. Yeah, that one's cool. That was an adventure.
Yeah, I got a lot of old writings.
Brain bobbled, gobsmacked, and everything in between.
That's an amazing line. I love it. I hate it, but I love it. Oh boy. I'm sure I've got other writings elsewhere as well. I don't know where they are. We've looked at. Oh, we haven't finished looking at all the poems.
The trees.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared to even look at what's in there. Yeah, we still got some old cringe to look at from my childhood. I'm sure we'll get to it someday. But yeah, thanks for coming out to this stream. It was a fun time. I hope to see you all next week, and I hope we're stretched again.
We do look stretchy. We're noodles, but not moldy.
I'm so noodly.
You are a noodle.
God bless. Have a good night and a good day.
Have a good one.
And I'll see you guys all next time.
Bye.